like the video. Thumb up the video.
Sir, back up, please. Sir, you got to back up. Come on, be a human being. Back up, please. Come on. Can I be any more nicer? Can I be any more polite?
Come on,
back
man.
up.
No such thing as a white man being nice, man.
All right, you said that, right?
Yeah. Show me where y'all nice at.
I don't need to show you,
man.
I'm just asking to back up.
I'm back.
That bullshit that you've been told, and you need that info. Sonetta TV, Sonetta TV. Tune in to consciousness and watch the lies fold, then you can let the truth flow. On Sonetta TV, Sonetta TV. When you feel that melanin about to explode, like you feel the wind blow. It's Sonetta TV, Sonetta TV. I know you got the truth, but you can get more, so you continue to grow. Sonetta TV, Sonetta TV.
On the rock squad up, Magi archers in the building, please believe. Oh shit. Yeah. If you ain't Sonetta, no time for that interview, dog. I put my shit out for niggas, I don't send it to blogs. Clan kill off the Buddha, not being discreet. One puff, this big pops and projectiles. Between the sheets. Sun run, cold game, bring your cleats. The best flow blow, Eskimo, penguin feet. Don't need no blunt to burn. You run the turf with 10 niggas on the block. That's a punt return. Ayo, Dolomite prototype soldier with the solar light. Saber and he hold it like he hold a mic. Golden ice benders. Sipping on that overpriced poltergeist spirits. Ripping at the open mic. Quote the nice lyrics like Mama moved mean overnight. Golden motorbike holding on some Tron shit. That nice neon kit is on it. The king's libation with exotic liqueur. The queen's vibration like a Sada Shakur. A lot of decor, imported foreign threads, they ain't got it to store. Nubian Kush and black top pottery jars, 39% THC, the quality pure. Old rappers try to spit ain't hot as before. It's like I'm 5 flights above, bust the shots at the floor. Cats switch up their style when they ain't got it no more, cause they gotta keep their product in stores to feed their kids. See what that weed did? The yes man agreeing on everything we said. I smother the mic like it's the love of my life. Don't get sliced and beat with the butt of the knife. Brother polite, I say I'm animalistic, cause I still be in the hood with my hand on my pistol. The Hebrews think I'm cannibalistic, E5 divination, channel the mystic, audio visionary. Let's play poetical Pictionary. Picture me burning down your missionary. Yeah, then I send you religion. That red dot on your head, that's Hindu tradition. invisible, independent, intrinsic shit. I'll bring it all to an end with indivisible gains. Charles Xavier, getting your brain. Mental anguish or manifesting physical pain. Wisdom remains to dance in the chemical rain. Breathe slow, then I'm up out of this physical plane. Got military machinery that exercise, weaponized greenery. Shine at a jeopardize the scenery, son. Bruh, the beam 10 times your distance. Inclines prevention. Stop rising with no trend line resistance. The parabolic breakout. I'm F-16 with the aeronautic fake out. God killer, the God killer, the God killer, the God killer. It's the God killer, the God killer. That's who it is. The God killer, the God killer. It's the God killer, the God killer, the God killer, the God killer. It's the God killer, the God killer, the God killer, the God killer.
Black African power was good, was happening. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's Bobby banging this bitch, man. What's good? What's happening, family? Yeah, man, we want to keep this thing rolling real easy and real smooth. And, you know, we would just want to recognize that sometimes you don't got to keep arguing like we're on some kind of wild spaceship to keep running through a void, and people act like they ain't heard what you said and you didn't back it up with qualified people and qualified information, but yet they come back around next year just to try to stay in the daggone conversation, because we ain't doing that. We don't have to do that. Only for them to say you right, but never man up and say, yeah, you was right. It's a lot of that going on, man. But how the people doing out there, man? We want to always keep some good content going, man. And yeah, we're enjoying ourselves, and it's just important for us to continue to bring that quality information, man. I got a video that Smash Rockwell's came up with, and it was great. It was a response to General Yohana. And he was making a statement about slavery, and Smash put an expert in. So I want to kind of say hi to the family, man. I see you. Who we got? Sister Sci-Fi, what it do? What it do? What's going on, Shabazz 7? What's up? The homie Stephen, what it do? Shadow God, what's up? I see you, Miss Tiffany. I see you. Mungo Slade, what's up with you? Billion, what's going on? Finger, what's up with you? Cat Love, what's up with you? What else we got? Harbinger Ministries, what's going on? All right, man, we got a little crowd in here, man. We want to make sure that the quality of the show is right. They was talking about a book last night. I see you, Gullah Geechee. I see you, Tamika. What it do? I see you, Shango. What's up with you? You know, he was reading on this last night, right? And making a couple false accusations about the work. You know, we keep the work around here, man. So I'm going to save my critique of the work until I finish it. It's a real small little piece, man. Something we can all read in a couple of days. I like the work. I like the way he did that, man. I'm still reading the big one back there, entitled Africa, man. That's a good one, by Christopher Eric, man. But I hear a lot of people, you know, acting like it's kind of supporting what they talking about. When in actuality, man, it supports everything I've been talking about. Never wavered from it. Refuse to say Black Africans. Refuse to say that in an anthropological conversation, in a conversation about living organisms that resided on the Nile Valley. Refuse to act like they Mediterranean. I refuse to. Experts have come with clarity, and we will continue to push the clarity. Okay, we've already won the conversation. It was one when they started looking at Egypt in its African context. You know, sometimes a residual from slavery is you never can admit when you won. It's like you're not supposed to win. And I think we're in that phase of our development as Black Americans. We don't feel like we deserve to win. We always feel like somewhere along the line, the rug gonna get snatched from underneath of us. That's a horrible way to live. Martin Luther King and them definitely pushed the line. And I would say that was a victory for the time that they was in. And it was a victory for us because we can definitely take advantage of that and keep moving forward so that our babies will never be in that situation again. Shout out to the community of skeptics, man. And so if you never think you win and you never accept the victories for what they are, you can never push forward. And it's important for us to push forward to foster strong and healthy communities. But you can't foster strong and healthy communities if you continue to accept defeat in the face of victory. Man, I love the people, man. I appreciate that. Hey, Logic, I see you. I hit you up to see what you was talking about. Hit that link and tell me what you was talking about. I know you got some kind of twist on it, something you're trying to figure out, and I hear you. But I'm going to play the expert. Before I play the expert, I'm going to give you some of his credentials because it's important to deal with credentialed work. I remember arguing, going back and forth with a bunch of dudes about my favorite. Y'all know who my favorite is, right? And I'm going to definitely beat that drum, and I dare somebody jump up because I'm going to go all day, every day with that. And I'm never going to stop. And if you happen to be in Washington, D.C., man, you can go down and see this great sister, this great African, this great warrior queen. In the museum, in the African American Museum. And she's in that ground, that base level, that bottom level where you walk into the museum and you get on that elevator and you take that ride back into time and end up in the basement. And when you get off that first floor, right, it's colonialism. All right. And it's talking about the Africans fight against colonialism. And they got this sister's picture right here. Big picture, big mural. Nzinga of Angola. Right? My daughters have all read this work. They've read Chancellor Williams' work first, talking about Queen Nzinga, and they read this work right here. It's important. Serious work. Linda Haywood. All right, great work. And so I argued with individuals to no end. And the best thing they could come up with was calling the sister a slaver. It was crazy to think that a very large and prestigious museum like the African American Museum, they put millions into that. Millions go into the research. You have curators would actually put a slaver in the daggone section that was fighting against colonialism and slavery. How much sense does that make? And I've sit back over the last year and wondered, why would people do that? And then I understand we need rules in place. Ladies and gentlemen, stop allowing people to argue past the rules. What's the rule? The rule is, when experts speak on certain subject matter, we will read the experts. The YouTube dudes ain't the experts, man. They don't know what the hell they talking about. They should always bring qualified experts. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Who amongst you believe that Queen Nzinga was a slaver, but still would make it in the African American Museum in the section that's fighting against slavery and colonialism? Freedom fighter. It's something wrong with that picture. Is they trying to trick us? What's a conspiracy? I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's just brothers and sisters being hard-headed because they just got to be right no matter what. So we'll be doing the detail because it's that time again with the sister Nzinga, man, so your babies can understand who she was and what she represented in the struggle for African liberation and nationhood. Sister, bar none. The African males couldn't defeat her. The European males couldn't defeat her. She was the one that refused to be conquered, yo. So we're not going to allow her name to go in vain and be conquered by a bunch of silly people being silly at best. So let me bring this first expert. We're going to look at him. We're going to see who this expert is real quick. And then we'll throw that video in there, man. We open up the panel and just have some damn fun, man. And I'm appreciating the vibe in the building, man, because we're chilling and we refuse to go back and forth with complete foolery. Shout out to those who respect the experts. Shout out to those that is able to read the experts. Shout out to those who want history of our people in correct manners. So I'm going to come right here to the Department of History, Stanford University. All right. I'm going to come to this brother right here. Let me read him. Professor Eager Robinson. Let's see. He says, my research focuses on African American history and the wider history of the Black Atlantic. See, I am particularly interested in the long history of the interconnections and exchange between Africa and America, a history that began in the earliest days of the transatlantic slave trade and continues into our own time. In recent years, my research has also moved in the direction of the so-called public history. I am intrigued by the ways in which societies tell stories about their past, not only in textbooks and academic monographs, but also in historic sites, museums, memorials, movies, and political movements. What are some of the courses he teaches? Slavery and Freedom in American History, Political and Retrospective Justice, the Harlem Renaissance, History and Legacy of the Civil Rights Movement, the Life and Works of W.E. Du Bois, History and Film. There's a couple of his books right here. Middle Passage, the African American Journey to Africa, 1787-2005. When I ran across the dude, man, he was teaching in Brown's University. Excellent work. He knows what he's talking about. All right. All day, every day. So let me jump right into the video, man, and get us moving because we ain't got to stand here long. Some things you don't got to holler and scream about, man. Some things is what it is. And we appreciate the support early in the game. Y'all know who this is. Commanding General ISUPK. General Yohana. Let's see what this is about right here. Let's get into it.
Black people always kept it real. Why should we start plagiarizing somebody else's culture? If you don't know who you are, how you gonna take another man's culture and then try to make that culture yours? We're not Africans, we'll never be Africans. Africans are our enemies because they sold us in the slave.
The question of African participation in the slave trade is one of the issues that's sort of most delicate at the time, and today it's apt to be misunderstood. There were people in Africa who participated in the trade and profited handsomely from it. But it's a fairly small number. It would have been very difficult not to participate in the trade. Not only were European traders carrying goods that were very valuable, iron pots, for example, but also things like guns, which could greatly enhance the authority and power of one group of people vis-a-vis its neighbors. And European traders become very adept at trying to foment conflict because they realize that in regions in which there's conflict, the flow of slaves down to coastal ports will increase. So one of the primary trade goods that's being carried on ships is guns. The British in particular export over the course of the transatlantic slave trade, over the course of about a couple centuries, at least 20 million small arms, pistols, guns into West Africa. There's a decade at the peak of the trade in the late 18th century where 1.5 million guns are sent from Britain alone to West Africa. And again, if you didn't participate and your neighbor was acquiring guns, well, then you could find yourself on the next slave ship out.
But isn't it true, Brother General? When the pyramids was being built, there was no such thing as Hebrew Israelites on the planet?
That is a 110% lie.
Show and prove that the Hebrew Israelites existed at that time of Imhotep.
Let me tell you something. Imhotep, all of them were during the time of our people's slavery in Egypt. They turn around and try to say, well, there was no Israelites in Egypt. I've been to Egypt several times. I looked at the archaeology. I looked at the records. Now, I pull out books all day. We'll sit down and take the time and bring out all the records. We was enslaved in Egypt. You're not going to tell me that in the Egyptian records, it doesn't say the Hyksos were there. And you're not going to tell me that it doesn't say that the capital of the Hyksos was in what you call Cairo today, which was Goshen in the past. They're not going to say that. But of course, like in America, they don't call you by your identity. What do they call us? African Americans or Negroes. They called us shepherd kings back then too. And let me say this.
No, Mr.
Let me stop that right here. A lot of misinformation, man, especially at the end of that piece, man. So the expert spoke on the slavery piece, and we'll leave it right there. We don't have to discuss that anymore. We don't have to talk about that. We don't got to beat a dead horse on that. I actually brought clarity to the situation, and it is what it is, man. So the other piece, that a lot of mistakes made with General Yohana. He's a regular mistake maker, and I'm thinking he do it on purpose. And so the foundational, because that's they teach, that's the one, right? And the foundation of what they teaching is not right. So he talks about the Hyksos and he misrepresents where the capital is, Goshen and all that. No, is in obvious. That's the name of the capital. Debar. Okay. And so these Hyksos was actually really the Hyksos is just the leadership. I've been talking about this for years. Smashes did another recent video on it. I got to fighting with the brother Asar about the whole conversation. And it's just shepherd kings, foreign rulers. And it was a few of them. It was a few princesses or foreign rulers that came in and kind of stirred up the people that was already living there in the Delta. Okay. Kind of gathered them together and they cut off the trade. Okay. Obviously they had connects farther east and trade, and they cut the trade off. It wasn't no war. It wasn't that. We got clear archaeology on it. We have a consensus. Let me see. I got the work. I always bring it up every now and then. Like the consensus conference right here, the Hyksos, the new historical archaeological perspective. And no, they wasn't Hebrews. And this is the mistake. I've made that mistake in the past, but it is what it is. Okay. So yeah, it is what it is, man. So General Han, they called him a fat boy, put him in timeout. Man, y'all moderators know y'all ain't supposed to be doing that, man. Knock that off, man. Putting people in timeout, man. Come on, man. Let them people express themselves, man. But yeah, the Hyksos weren't Hebrews. Matter of fact, I did a video about 15 years ago. I made that mistake. Chancellor William also makes that mistake, right? But you know, in this time period now, and now that we got access to journals and stuff like that, man, we can't keep doing that, yo. Yeah, that's wild. We're not gonna do that, man. Per Black TV, what you talking about, man? I actually hate this thing right here with that chat thing right there, man. I don't like to see that, man. I like the people to get their thing off and just get it off and do whatever it is they want to do, right? Like it is what it is. But yeah, so that's a misrepresentation of facts, misrepresentation the whole 9 yards, man. So you know, for the betterment of the community, man, we need to actually, you know, stay the course. Make sure we stay close to what the experts are saying. And then when a person try to outdo the experts, you got to ask yourself, though, what gives you the right to outdo the experts? What is it that you have that outdo the experts? And we don't do the one expert thing neither, right? So there's a gathering of a lot of information that you can get on these subjects that we just talked about the Hebrews not actually being the Hyksos, and about how that actual slave trade was. I think it's important for y'all who seek to understand who you are, man, to go back into time and actually get that proper information, man. Some things ain't even worth arguing over, man. Some people are just idiots with it, man, and they do that on purpose. So we'll let that rest right there. And we figured it out. We figured out that they do this shit on purpose, right? But anyway, in the weeks to come, yo, we definitely will be detailing, because at that time, once a year, I'm always detail that. I'm gonna detail Nzinga straight like that. Straight like that. All right. I'm in the process of rereading the book. Y'all should probably get a copy of it. It's good. So, you know, working on this. When I finish this, right, I'm getting into this. All right. I think it was funny. Reginald was talking about it yesterday. Got a whole show on it. Y'all should go back and look at that show. Yeah, Eric did a good job on it. He certainly did, man. But you know, in the meantime, in a couple of weeks, man, get Linda Hayward's work, man. I'm not sure if you can get it on PBS. God daggone, man. Y'all know what I'm saying, man. Not sure if y'all can get this, but you can get it in hard copy, man. I like most of my books in hard copy, man. It's good work right there. Yeah. So let me throw this in there, man. I ain't jumped no 3,000 years, man. This is what y'all talking about, man. He said I jumped 3,000 years. Just showing you how people just jump out the window with wrong information. They do that all the time, man. I wonder why they do that. I wonder why the people do that, man. Yeah, I wonder why they do that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. The blase, man, they always gotta act like they teach somebody something, man. You know, everybody, you know, that shows the measure. They always gotta act like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, internet connection. That was going on. Having trouble with my connect. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? One in the chat if y'all can hear me. Let me see. All right. What's going on, Juju? What it do? So we want to keep the honest fight. I want to find a document. Let me see here. What's going on, Rich? Mr. Rich. What's up with you?
Hey, what's up?
Nah,
I just tuned in and I heard you say something about Nzinga.
Yeah,
Are they still talking about Nzinga, man?
No. I'm gonna be talking about it though. Give me a couple weeks, man. I'm gonna go into more detail. I think she's I think it's important for us to really understand who she is as a woman, as a black woman, as an African woman, and the way she fought against colonialism and the way she fought against, you know, the males in her goddamn community in her damn community, in her family, and other nations. It was a very interesting story how she actually had to combat all that, man. Yeah, she's my favorite person. Absolutely, bar none. I have nobody, like that. And I often say like Dr. Mayat reminds me a lot of her. She carried that same type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dr. Mayat, man. She's running 3 camps this summer, man. Shout out to her, man. I know scientific literacy, man. I'm trying to pull up a picture of her, Dr. Mayat. So yeah, go ahead. What's going on?
Nah, when you say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like all the things she did, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna take this little part out of there, that she sold some slaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take that little part and make that the whole, versus keeping it, in perspective. And what do we want to teach Black people about Nzinga? You feel me? The important shit, the shit that she did, she fought back.
Yeah, she's telling the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, they concentrate on the wrong thing because, all research is political. Whatever they trying to push, or I don't know if they joking. I don't know if Chef's still joking about Queen Nzinga. You know what I'm saying? But, you're trying to push something, and all research is mostly political. So it's like they trying to push, you know what I mean? Because all the stuff she did, man, all of the stuff she's done. And the time period and who she was up against.
Yeah, look, I don't know, man. I'm not arguing with Chef and them over that. I refuse to. It makes no sense to me, brother. I can't do it. Yeah, I'm smarter than that, dog. That shit don't even add up. Nah, Chef, I ain't doing tonight, bro. I ain't doing that, yo. No, I ain't doing it.
And you were saying that the Hyksos are not the Israelites, right?
No, hell no. Nowhere near that.
Right.
Yeah, nowhere near that.
Okay.
No, not at all. I used to make that mistake before, yo.
Okay.
Yeah, that was years ago. No. Josephus and them made that mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with Josephus and them?
Yes. Josephus.
Yeah, because remember the Israelites were supposed to be in Egypt for 400 years or something like that. Then Hyksos was supposed to have been in Egypt for 4. Yeah, Egypt. The Hyksos didn't even rule all of Egypt. They just ruled the Delta area. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they ruled that.
Because you know what? I used to remember you said that the Hyksos. I would listen to your tapes back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago. Blog talk type shit.
Yeah, but I was wrong.
Yeah, but it's all good. But you grew.
It was prior to the conference.
You growing, you grew. Shit.
Yeah, but the information They had this conference came out, yo. Consensus, you know what I'm saying? With the archaeology. So they, you know what I mean? And the conversation was had in this daggone work right here, yo. Right? A lot of different scholars, a lot of different types. Who are the Hyksos? What are they? And shit. I mean, when you read this work, yo, you can't keep saying the same thing, right?
Hey, it takes one to know one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It takes a pseudo, or you know what I'm saying? How we all were pseudo.
Facts.
But it takes a pseudo to know one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We was there. You was there. You understand the shit. You see how the information changed.
Mm-hmm.
New information. Update your data, man.
Yeah, watch this. Check this out. I just talked about Josephus, right? Look, in his work, it says, let me come up here. It should be emphasized from the outset that the term Hyksos is known in Egyptian sources from as early as the Middle Kingdom and was used to designate foreign princesses, Amorites or Canaanites of Syria, Palestine. Asiatics in Egypt and Canaan were traditionally labeled Amu, not Hyksos. It says alternative interpretations of the term Hyksos includes wretched Asiatic settlers in the Delta during the 23rd dynasty. It says the people or rulers of the 15th dynasty and the people of the Middle Bronze Age canon. It seems, however, that this designation does not refer to a people or a specific ethnic group, as assumed by Josephus Flavius. It say, but rather was applied exclusively to rulers of the Asiatic dynasty who bear the title rulers of foreign lands. It say, in other words, it is a term describing political status applied to the rulers and not to their subjects in the Delta. At the same time, it says the archaeological record in the Delta and Canada provide the best testimony that we are dealing with a regional political economic system that prospered in the Delta during the period of Hyksos rule. There you go. All right. There we have it.
Now let me see they beat the archaeological evidence. How the hell can you beat that? I said, how can they top that?
I mean, well, people, shit, Assad's a damn pseudo, right? I can't even say Assad kept. Yeah, he's a pseudo with that. I don't know, bro. Everybody think they can do that. I don't know, bro. Everybody swear they can do it. I don't get it, yo. So I find it to be it's just nonsense, man. I don't know, bro. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't make no sense out of it, man. I don't understand. I mean, doesn't make sense to me, bro. But people gonna try it, and when they try it, they just got to get gunned down. You know what I'm saying? with that work, okay, the archaeological surveys. Oh man.
Hey, I know you don't want to deal with the chat, right?
What chart?
I see the chat, the peanut gallery, right? I was looking and somebody said, I have never been pseudo.
I said,
so
well,
you know
ain't never
pseudo,
figured it out. Yeah, you ain't never worked.
You're proving the point, man.
Yeah, I like that though. I don't mind, man. But I tell you another big mistake we make as African Americans, man. We practice anachronisms, man. We place a 2023 ideology on the 1800 BCE, right? Or 1600 CE environment. Like even the word African is problematic in the 1800s, the 1600s. It's problematic because those indigenous people wouldn't even have said that. They wouldn't have known that. They just wouldn't have known the damn continent. They wouldn't have known it. They wouldn't have known it to call it that. They had no need to know it. They wouldn't have known about a continent. And when we start to think of it like that, we start to get a clear picture. And, it's an African American thing, the Pan-African thing. We was all no, that's not. It's crazy, man. No more than you would think that the Britons and the Romans and the Visigoths, was like one people. You just wouldn't do that. So I think we make that wild mistake in our whole study when we do that, yo.
And so that's a great point. I remember in on Morris Brown back in the day, the thing was is that we didn't become Africans until we got off the slave ship. Cause that's the shit that we was all from Africa. You feel me?
Yeah.
That was what they were saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When we got off the boat, but on there, nobody was calling anybody African.
They was dealing with their nation and their tribe.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have known that until you came in contact with either the Romans, right? Or later Europeans. I got a question. They say, Unc, I hope I understand you right. Is your stand that the Egyptians were Africans with dark skin, but in layman terms, they was black? No, you probably understanding me wrong. I'm saying that the Egyptians was African with dark to light skin based off of what environment they was in. Right. So if you introduce the word black, we talking about the black race. There is no such thing as a black race. You talking about the Negroids. Well, who the hell is the Negroids? We wasn't Negroid. We wasn't Negroid till Europeans came in there and called us that. Negroids. We wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? We was human beings with the right to adhere to rules and regulations that we put together. You know what I'm saying? We was tribes, we was clans, we was city states, we was nations, we was artisans. We was warriors. We was doctors. We was lawyers. You know what I'm saying? We was manufacturers. We was all these things, right? But we wasn't Negroes. We wasn't that until the Europeans classified and trying to come up with science and made these races and categorize everybody by continents. Mongoloid, Caucasoid, Negroid, Oceania, and Native American. They settled on that, but prior to that, had like 27 of them. And then, we get into the discussion about Charles Darwin, and everybody get him wrong. All right, because he actually, his thing he put forth, kind of loosened the grip on the idea that it was 27 races. Like he was in a battle with that with other anthropologists. Yeah, y'all should read that work, man. He was actually, he was on that. And the scientific racism of the day clearly had people locked in different races and hierarchy of superiority and all that. They more superior where they think and all that, but that wasn't Charles Darwin thing. And I often wonder, what would you do? You know what I'm saying? Let me get this. I want to play this clip too. Let me ask you, Mr. Rich. Let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
If you were circumnavigating the globe, right?
Go say that again.
Yeah.
I had a call coming in. Say that again.
No, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Let me see. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah. Now, the question is, if you were circumnavigating the globe, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you got in an argument with the captain of the boat over black people, right? And how they should be treated. What would your stance be? How hard would you go in the middle of nowhere?
You said if I was the dude who was initiating the talk with the captain, or I'm just in the crowd.
None of you arguing with the cat. You ain't no damn crowd as y'all two.
Okay, well check it out. I'm not gonna go argue with the captain, right? What I'm gonna do is just plan the attack, because that's just setting the alarm off. I'm just gonna go plan the attack. I'm not gonna argue with the captain.
What you mean plan the attack?
You saying we're the slaves, right? Or you just saying I'm a person?
No, they was arguing over slavery, yo. Charles Darwin had his stance on slavery and was trying to tell the captain, yo, you stop mistreating them black people like that, yo. And the captain's like, what you talking about? What you doing defending black people? It's like, what?
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't hear you say Charles Darwin.
It was beefing in the middle of nowhere, yo.
And so I'm Charles Darwin?
Yeah, you Charles Darwin. I'm saying, what would you do?
What would you do?
Yeah, I know what I do. You want me to tell you what I would do?
Tell me what you would do.
I'm not arguing with nobody in the middle of nowhere. Ain't no cell phones, yo. Ain't none of that, yo. He drop you off your ass is grass. I'ma see him when we get back. When we get back to England, yo. As soon as we get, I see England and land coming. I'm gonna punch him in his mouth. When we out there halfway around the world in the middle of nowhere, yo, on the Amazon somewhere, like, all right, bro, you got it, yo. I'm not defending. I'm not doing that. So imagine a human being actually doing that, yo. Where was he? What would you do?
So he was actually doing that. Well, that's tough, and he's a white boy too.
Yeah.
Tough.
How really? Arrogant with it.
So he did that. All right, man. Well, it's two white men. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't gonna.
What he is? He threatened to put him off the boat. He threatened to put him off the boat, yo.
Definitely.
He I mean, but put you off this boat. Keep talking.
Well, that's different. I mean, hey.
Yeah,
yo. I mean, so are you gonna say he loved that his research more than the black people? You think?
Nah, man. I just think he cared about humanity, man.
Okay.
Because it wasn't just black people he was seeing enslaved as he circumnavigated the globe. It was other indigenous tribes that was mistreating.
Got it.
And colonialism was coming in and overtaking that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I believe Wallace. I see you. Wallace, I think he put a religious twist on it, though, bro. Yeah, he did. Alfred Wallace put a religious twist on it. Darwin didn't put that on that. So that probably was the difference. Wallace went a little religious with it, y'all. He did that. But I'm trying to make a point, though, Rich. Me and you wouldn't have did it in the middle of nowhere, right?
No. I just keep
But
my
he
mouth
did
shut
in the middle of nowhere, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, yo, he cared about his research, right? But he also cared about understanding, how things in the world was united, right? And he cared about humanity, and he cared about the mistreatment of human beings based off of, them being not on the same level, right? Like he felt like if given the opportunity, he did a study and he talked about it. He talked about how these indigenous people didn't know the damn language or nothing. And as he taught them, he was like, hell, they just as white as me. That's wild, right? He was saying, culturally speaking, that they could that no matter who the human being was, they could pick up the culture like that with the language. Yep. Simple as that. The point is that when people try to act like this person was a racist, you only find that on the wild websites. This is a good website I'm gonna give y'all could actually read for yourself. And hold on, put this for y'all to read for yourself. 1 second, man. Where is that? Huh? Let me see. Hold on.
A question within that, right? When they say racist, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've heard I think Dr. Claude Anderson talking about what racism is, that race for money and resources. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's just slick talk. Oh man. Oh wow. Hey, where you at, Juju? Got something for you to read. So the question always is, man, why we fight hard like that for Charles Darwin? I'm fighting for science, man. I'm fighting for our people to kind of get it right. You know what I'm saying? Like we can get this right. We shouldn't follow religious people to our demise, man. Yeah, there's actually, so I got a scholarly work. I'm gonna put this in the chat for y'all. If y'all kid actually look at some scholarly work on it. All right, put the scholarly work in there. That's some scholarly work, Cambridge, on Darwin's letters and stuff of that nature. All right. Yeah, I ain't taking nothing too far. So if we're going to talk about the Big Bang, then we're going to talk about the Big Bang and the creators of the Big Bang. If we're going to talk about Africa, right, then we're going to talk about the person that first purported that all humans come from Africa. I don't think that's taking that too far. I think that people are taking it too far. That's how I feel. We're not going to support the outer Africa theory and beat our chests there, Mr. Rich, that we come from Africa, right? And none of our elders knew that all humans came from Africa, right? They just knew that was our original homeland, right? When we was forced into slavery. But they didn't know that humans came from, they didn't know none of that, right? So when people beat their chest upright and say, we the first people to walk upright, right? We the first people on planet Earth. Okay? When they say all that, we come from Africa, right? They following Charles Darwin, yo. That's
But
the
is
point I
it?
want to make. That's my reason for doing what I'm doing.
Hey,
So the people think that he was wrong?
No, they can't say wrong. He was right. What's going on, man?
hey, how you doing, man? Peace and love to the panel.
What's going on?
What's poppin'?
I think that. Hey, how you doing, brother? I think that it's a lot of
Peace.
insecurity. It's a peace to the God. I think there's a lot of insecurity that goes on in our community. You have hidden pseudos, and you have these super pseudos, right? Like you got some pseudos who select some aspects or they abstract certain pieces out of science, and then they insert their own narrative into the gaps and create this whole nother thing. You know, they try to use the data against the data without fully understanding the data. Then you got the ones who don't really fully accept out of Africa migration, but they like to talk about being an original man, a black man. Then you got the type who are, if you're not dark skinned, you're not original. And I asked two people the question, so do you feel that because you're lighter skinned that you're less African than a darker skin, or because if the ancient Egyptians do have populations who back migrated, does that make them less African than the Nilotic people that was there south of them? It's a problem. And the mindset that we have is straight out, it's like a backwards reverse redneck mentality that we develop in the South from slavery. We're colorists. We're really colorists. If it was a back migration, so what? The Egyptians were African.
Hey, could you send another link in the chat? I'm trying to log in through my laptop. It don't show on the laptop.
So my thing is back migration. What up, Gullah? Back migration.
It's cracking, bro.
Back migrations, even if they were populations that back migrated, they were Africans. Christopher Ehret said in his book that the people were indigenous to Africa. People that back migrated way before the dynastic period was part of the inception of ancient Egypt. And they was there way before the dynastic period. Some people back migrated into Africa before the Native Americans crossed the land bridge. So I'm just saying. Why
They didn't know they was in Africa though.
They had no clue they was in Africa or Asia. That didn't exist at that time.
Unless you popped up and say, hey, when you cross that line, you in Africa. How long do you have to be in Africa before you indigenous? We talking 20,000 years before Egypt started. Absolutely. How long do you got to be there?
Absolutely.
We in America for 500 years, dog, right? And we're no longer continental Africans. Less than 500 years, 400 years to be exact, right? Mm-hmm. We don't remember none of that. So I'm telling you, 20,000 years mixing with the indigenous people. 20,000 years, yo? Nobody says that but the uninformed, bro. Nobody even cares, yo. Nobody makes the stance and stick their feet in the ground and yell to the top of their lungs, yo, for somebody that's been somewhere for 20. They can, in geological time, yo, 20,000 years is a drop in the bucket, yo. But for human beings, you can't even fathom 200 years. You can't even fathom 400 years because we can tell the way you tell a story. Like you can't get out your own way, meaning you can't even realize that the people you talking about had no idea that they was Africans, had no idea that they was in Africa and wouldn't have cared.
Hey,
Makes no sense.
My thing is modern Egyptians who live there now are Africans. And they're the descendants of the people that was there in ancient times. The way they look is the remnants of the continuation and a continuity of cultural and genetic exchange from the region that they live in based off proximity that has been going on for the last 20-something thousand years, from pre-dynastic time to dynastic time. So it only makes sense that those people will look like that. It only makes sense that those people are that. It only makes sense that they're going to form into what they are right now. But they're fully African. And they're just as African.
I don't agree with that, Ngozi.
Why don't you agree? Why don't you agree with that?
All right, so let's just start off with this. The question is ancient Egyptians, the modern Egyptians. Now, there's no possible way that the latter could be the same. The majority of the latter could be the same as the beginning. And the beginning is the ancient, like the Ta-Nehisi. You know what I'm saying? The homegrown African. The homegrown African. Because we have to go back to that.
right? The homegrown African would be we would say the ancient versus the modern, right? Just I'm saying that's simple. So that modern people is not the same as the homegrown because of all the miscegenation.
So let's
the back migration and all these other migration. It can't be the same, bro.
So let's go back in time. How long has Homo sapiens been in that portion of Africa? I'm talking about before Egypt, before we have Kemet, Tameri, Tawit, whatever you want to call it. How long has Homo sapiens, humans, been in that portion and region of Africa?
I don't know.
Based off the available data, you find flint tools in those zones 100,000 years ago. You have some of the oldest Homo sapiens skulls, but I'm going to go into the modern Homo sapiens. Nazlak Carter, 38,000 years ago, who's a remnant of the Cormarusian culture. The same Cormarusian
Wait.
culture.
Okay. Hold on. Let's slow it down. Hold on. Let me put my earphones on. Hold on, so I can hear you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, my brother.
Oh, no, I can't even hear you, my brother.
I can hear you.
Let me see something. My bad.
I wonder why we just be asphyxiating on the lights.
I'm just going.
You got dark brown Egyptians too.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about them too.
Well,
you know,
I don't understand why people mad at the light skin. I'm confused when we light. Reggie light as hell. I'm like, I don't get it. Like if you light skin, you can't be an Egyptian. Where's that rule at? Or you can't be an African. I'm saying that's downloaded racism, white supremacy, yo.
It definitely
if you can't see that you practicing colorism, then you out the game. You're like, they not the original Egyptians. They not the. How many times you gonna say it? They not the. But then, right? Because I've asked it on the show. You take your ass down south, and I say, well, are these original Egyptians? Because they speak Islam. You know what I'm saying? That they pray to Allah and do the same thing because they browner than they the rich. They the ones. It's wild. The whole thing is wild. Yeah, the whole. If you, hey, Mr. Rich, did you hear that point I just made?
No. I didn't hear that point, but I wasn't talking about color at all. Before I got dropped off, I was I mean, my shit got dropped.
I know you weren't talking about color. I'm saying, how come if we go to the middle now, we go to Sudan, if we go to Nubia, we will agree that they the original Egyptians. But go up towards Cairo, right, and look at them, all of a sudden, it's got to be because of the way they look. Like we got to fix the way Egyptians look, that they not the original because of the color of their skin. Like, you know what I'm saying, Rich? That's the only reason you could say that. We leave out, we leave out cars, buses, train, suntan lotion, AC, air condition. For us to sit here and leave all that shit out, like ain't nobody running around without clothes on no more, yo. Like we forget shit is modernized, yo. You know what I mean? We gotta act like African Americans are highly intelligent, yo. They just bring the data, yo. They don't just say shit. You know what I'm saying, yo? You know, we think about this. They got cars now. They not walking. You know what I'm saying? Some people walk, but they can drive anywhere they want to go. Protection from UVA rays. It don't even make sense for you to be that dark like that because you got a lot of protection now.
I mean, when you look at the people over there right now, and you look at the color, the people that's been exposed, like back then, 3,000 years ago, they didn't wear a lot of clothes that we wear today. They didn't wear a lot of fabric that we wear today. They didn't have air conditioner. They wasn't riding around in cars. They were highly exposed to ultraviolet radiation. Here's the thing. If you get an olive skin complected man with light olive brown skin tone, and he's exposed to higher volumes of ultraviolet radiation, how do you think that his melanocytes is going to abstract 3,000 years ago depicting him? Because today they wear clothes. They got air conditioner. We have managed to domesticate environments to work for us. That's what Homo sapiens have done between then and now. So what I'm trying to say is, so what I'm trying to say is, when you look at these people, the skin color spectrum still ranges, but some of those light olive skin people, can go from being light, like what they was classified as Mediterranean type, lighter olive skin, and in Upper Egypt they can get darker than me. Like I got a tan right now, and I've been in the beach. They can get darker than me. So what I'm saying is, but the people, if you look at the genetic signatures and read the PCAs, and read the PCAs, most of these men have a consistent. The only way these people are invaders is unless they've been invaded by women. Their paternal line has been consistent at EM78 and the EV12.
Remember, we can't use that genetics on population. So let's just stop for a second. Let's take color out of it. I don't even want to talk about color. I just want to talk about the people of Ta-Nehisi. Are they the modern Egyptians right now?
Yes.
You telling me the modern Egyptians are like the Ta-Nehisi?
Yes.
Now, all right. Now, one more thing.
Yes.
From how can they be the same from all of the back migration we talking about, right? All this miscegenation, all this, you know what I mean? Mixing up, right? Because you talk about the back migration, going back, you know what I'm saying? All that. How can it still be the people of Ta-Nehisi?
Can I explain?
Any of that? Without talking about DNA, because the DNA, you can't use it in population. We already know that. Go ahead.
Let me just ask him two things, and I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna come right back though. Here's the thing: back migration was occurring before Ta-Nehisi. It was occurring before that. And when you look at the segments of DNA that's there, it's been consistent. And the later migration.
Wait. Who was migrating in the Ta-Nehisi?
Hold on. Listen. Let me finish.
I just want to know who.
Let me finish. In the later migrations that we bait on, when we say the Greeks conquered them and the Arabs, they didn't wipe out the overall population. It was more the elites. Like only 17% of the population, autosomally, of Egyptians are Arab. Most of these people are not autosomally speaking. It's just like me and you. We gotta take the DNA out of it, because that's the last thing. We gotta go through archaeology. We gotta go through paleontology. All of those things. The genetics is last in this thing. You know what I mean? Linguistics. Go ahead. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. No. I mean, hey, I'm not the expert. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. The African of North America, the creolization, living in a hybrid cultural society that we've been in, the African of North America, we have received 10 to 25% Northwestern European DNA. Does that make us less Western Central African because we receive later signals in our overall DNA composition?
Hey, I'm just talking in simple terms, yo. The Ta-Nehisi people, they cannot. The modern Egyptian right now today.
Hold on, bro.
That's all I want to say. Go ahead.
Let me talk to your question right quick. So here's the deal, though. So whenever you ask the question, are the ancient Egyptians the same as the modern Egyptians? The question is loaded. You know what I mean? Because nobody in history is the same as they was in ancient times as they are now. So the question is really loaded. You know what I mean? We not the same people that we was in ancient times. Nobody on the planet is the same as they were. So what Ngozi was trying to say is the indigenous population mingled with everybody that came through. So essentially, they are the same. They just amalgamated. They assimilated. So no, nobody can be literally the same people that they were 2,000 years ago. It's a loaded question. It's a bogus question because nobody stays the same. That's what evolution is all about. It's about change. There's no population that's the same as they was thousands of years ago. So to even pose the question is silly. You got to think about name me a people.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, it's the nucleus of the culture. The nucleus of the culture is still the same people from ancient time. Like the root, like the central culture that they already were. They're who they been. You know what I'm saying? You got overlapping gene flow, right, but that don't make them not who they are. And two, I don't know who.
So wait, are they speaking hieroglyphics? Are they speaking hieroglyphics right now?
I'm not finished, bro.
I mean, I just asked a simple question, man. That's it.
No, just let me finish. Let me finish, and I can hear you. I was just saying, I don't know who said that populations don't.
To finish though,
I don't know who said DNA don't belong to populations, because that's not true. Like that's what population studies are. Study DNA in the populations.
But that's last though. It's archaeology and anthropology. All those things come before the DNA.
It's all together, bro.
Genetics. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta.
I'm just saying levels.
Are you
levels, bro.
reading Christopher Harris' book?
You always bring up the Christopher Harris, right? I'm gonna bring. Let me share the screen of the same thing that Smash be saying about the genetics. About the genetics.
What Christopher Harris do, they cooperate and they use the different disciplines together, bro. It ain't no just this separate type thing you talking about.
But the genetics is last, bro. In the discussion. That's what they say. That's what they say. As far as population, talking about population.
It ain't always. They don't even know order like this.
I think you take that too literally though, brother.
They know this. They don't even work like that.
Man, what you talking about?
Bro, I think you taking it too literally though,
so
brother, because
how much
to ask
data
the
is necessary
question,
to put something together to show the evidence?
Same as the modern people is really a tricky question. You know what I mean? So I think the point that Ngozi was trying to get to you is that they the same type of people. You know what I mean? That the culture has been passed down. You know what I mean? Maybe the language has changed a little bit because you asked, are they still speaking Meta? No, but like Gullah was saying, the nucleus the same. It's the same people that have been that bred with other people, but essentially are the same. So to be so literal to say the same, like they gonna stay, like anybody stays the same over thousands of years is just silly. So you just got to give a little playroom off in there. You know what I mean? You can't be so stern because nobody's the same as they were literally.
If you look up the people of Minya and the people of Luxor, them people been looking like that since the Neolithic, bro. If you look at these particular populations in them areas, like
Hey, go. Let me add on, and even in the Delta, you got to look at the proximity of the Delta. You got to look at the proximity between the Delta and Gaza Strip and how far Egypt is. Egypt is more closer to Israel in proximity than it is to northern Egypt. Not Aswan or not Luxor, but I'm talking about northern Egypt. If you look at proximity and look at how far the Mali, it's not that far from Israel, especially across the Gaza Strip. So what I'm trying to say is that it only makes sense that people in the further north, near the Mediterranean portion of Africa, not going further south, it only makes sense that they share morphological affinities with populations that you find in Palestine, Syria, and other regions. Now, in Upper Egypt, it only makes sense that when you touch the border near Aswan, you will find a few drifting populations that inserted from Omotic components that's been there a long time, or a few Nilotes that's been infused south. It only makes sense that the people that you find there can only be a continuity of the people that's been there for the last 20-something thousand years. Not to mention, if you were to put an African American or a Nigerian and compare their DNA data, you can go to G25, you can go to G25, take your raw data, you can go to JED match. That modern Egyptians match with the ancient Egyptians over us. We're not. You get what I'm trying to say. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm not even going to bring up skin because skin can range. I don't care about skin. What I'm saying is that even with the little new insertions that they have, whether it's through the later Edip, whether it's through the Mongoloots, it was not enough to change their overall DNA composition. Just like you and me as Africans of North America, we got some Northwestern European in us. That is not enough to change our overall DNA composition. The average African American ranges between 65 to 88 to sometimes 90% sub-Saharan Africa. If you're from the Gullah Islands of Carolina, and let me just say this: if you're from the Gullah Islands of Carolina, the Gullah Geechee speaking people, they range at damn near 92 to 94% if you look at what's been going on based off available data. So what I'm trying to say is that we still share more affinities with Western Central Africans overall compared to a modern Egyptian. The modern Egyptians, they share more affinities with the ancient Egyptians. Not to mention, their language is not that far off because Arabic is part of the Afro-Asiatic language family. The Coptic language, which is the later form of Demotic, is still spoken, which is in kinship to the older Medu-Neter. So what I'm trying to say is that why are we trying to make these people different? Because what they look like, and they've been looking like that. They still look like the same people on the walls.
And Ngozi, would you agree that the question itself is kind of lightweight loaded to ask if somebody if the ancient anybody is the same as the
can I speak to Medu-Neter right
now? Why
now?
you keep talking over me, bro?
Medu-Neter ain't no spoken language. Medu-Neter is a script.
Hey, can they read it? Well, can they read it? Can they read it? Can they read it?
Why
Mr.
does it
Rich.
matter? They can read it.
Can they read it, nigga? Because you said what you said. So I'm asking you, can they read it?
Oh, man. All right, look, this is what I'm gonna do.
It's a writing script, bro.
Can they read it? Whatever, right?
Hold on. Wait, hey, listen, yo. Listen. Everybody chill for a minute.
Yeah.
Everybody chill. So, you know, the way I actually reached my conclusion on the whole situation is that I studied the hell out of evolution for the last 15 years, y'all. Because that's how I got the racism out of my head. I couldn't stop seeing dark-skinned people with peppercorn hair and big lips and big noses. Like, I thought that's what the African was. I thought that's what the original, and it's not. It's racism, yo. That's what the racists said. It was scientific racism, yo. You know what I'm saying? And then we bring that garbage back to our community and start talking about people if you lighter or darker, and you do all that, yo. It's wild, yo. That's not, you know what I'm saying, Rich? Look at your complexion. Look at my complexion. We range, bro. And you get some mixing.
Hey, yo, I was trying to keep it out of there. I was trying to keep that type of stuff out of there.
Well, hold on. Let me finish this point, though.
All right, go ahead.
Gotta talk about all the all the nuances and everything, man.
So the point I want to make here is, if mixing, first of all, Rich, you wasn't there. I wasn't there to say, yo, you crossing the line, nigga. Now you in Africa. You know what I'm saying, Rich?
We wasn't
they
there.
ain't know, bro.
No.
Oh man, you in Africa now, but you can't act like that. Hey, that woman, hey, she's not an African woman. They ain't even know about that, yo. They tribes, they found the herds, they hunter-gatherers. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, none of that was in the gang, Rich. So we, first of all, we coming from a wild, we stuck on continent border, filled up with racism, slave trade mentality, dog. Like, we can't even fathom that in West Africa, nations went to war. We thinking they should have been Pan-African. Dude, all they know is, yo, you just shot me with the arrow. You killed 30 of us. And they've been doing that for years. Hundreds of years, thousands of years. Yo, it took modern DNA studies. It took Europeans, you know what I'm saying, to divide shit up to make them types of points. That's not what it was. It wasn't that in Britain. It wasn't that in Russia. It never was. None of them things was in the game, yo. And that's the way we view this. That's how we view this. Even when we get a top-notch book, look like this, right? I say, Reggie, type the word in Black African in the book. He did it. It's not in there, yo. Why not? He acknowledges how people denied in the first couple of words. He acknowledged how they denied Africa, right? In Egypt. He says that. He says that, but he never says what we saying. Why not? Because it's unscientific, yo, and it don't even make no sense to put that on the population that wouldn't have known what the hell we was talking about. What's up, Smash Rockwells?
What's up with y'all? How y'all doing? What's up with the panel?
Well, you see, I started the show off with that video where you beating up General Johanna, right?
Oh, you did? I didn't even see that.
Oh,
you
missed
it
that,
back to the old days, huh?
Yeah, you missed that. You missed
that. Yeah, they wanted to ignore that, but I just hopped in the car. I'm listening. I'm about to tap in when I finish get driving.
Okay.
Hey, I just wanted to say one thing. I just wanted to say one thing too. You know what I'm saying? On the walls in the Meta Netras, you know what I'm saying? Smash be talking about this, how they be distinguishing themselves versus the Asians, right? And how they talk about the Asians is in the Meta Netra, right? And you know, they kind of knew what was going on, and the people who mixed in wasn't the same. So as the modern people, as we see today,
you sure about that? Where
Yes,
you get that from?
Yeah, yo, it's in one of those you know, it's in Meta Netra, right? Let me get hold on. Let me
supposedly Tassetti was no one
tablets, you know what I mean?
Homogeneous thing either. I would say Tassetti wasn't no homogeneous thing. Tassetti was a combination of Skahool A group people and the Kata group.
I'm talking about the homegrown African people. That's what I'm talking about. The homegrown one.
them all homegrown, but them homegrown.
You know what I'm saying? They wasn't having all those things you
I'm
talking
saying
about.
They did. They been had mixtures in the homegrown too. They mixed on.
Like
they
what?
mixed in. They mixed in Africa. Even
What,
some
1%?
like even.
2%?
Hold on, let me finish, bro. Let me talk. Even when you're dealing with like people with markers with M1 or U6, like some of the markers back migrated in the Paleocene period and been in Africa so long that it mutated there. They mutated branches in Africa.
What evidence you got of
and
the Paleolithic scene? Because they say ain't no evidence of the Paleolithic scene of what you talking about, the pre-dynastic. They say ain't no evidence.
What you talking about, bro?
They say ain't no evidence, bro.
Who say that?
The what?
Yo,
Say that, bro. What books are you
the
reading? What books are you
Paleolithic scene,
bro?
right? Okay, hold on.
The Paleolithic, I don't know how you the
Okay, now-
Paleocene, yo, you killed
I
me.
said
You
the
messed me up.
Pliocene, bro.
Pliocene, you messed me up. I was like, what the hell?
Pliocene, man.
All right, what about the
Pliocene?
Pliocene?
You
Okay,
said
what about it?
pre-dynastic, right?
Uh-huh.
Pre-dynastic.
No,
You said you got evidence.
No, that's
right?
before pre-dynastic. That's
No,
way
that's
before.
before the
So you
pre-dynastic.
also that's before pre-dynastic. So
That's
you
in the
got
Holocene. You
evidence.
talking about the Holocene? The Holocene, yo, is 10,000 coming this way.
So you
The
have
Holocene.
DNA evidence, is what I'm saying.
You've been having people going back and forth for thousands of years.
So
bro.
you
Them
have the
people-
DNA
them people in
evidence of
East,
that,
people
right?
in East Africa been going jumping back and forth between East Africa
I'm
and
just-
Asia for a long time,
I'm
bro.
just asking
These people
you.
ain't just stuck. They ain't just stuck in one place. They travel.
I
They
didn't.
move.
I didn't say that. I said you have the
Hey,
DNA
but
evidence. That's what I'm asking.
I think we be romanticizing that a little bit. I do think people move, but what was the causes that make people move if it wasn't a natural something going on? Like if they had food and they were sedentary, what made somebody say, you know what, I'm about to go to Africa?
I don't know.
Yeah, where you
man.
think?
They
Where
leave all kind of reasons.
you think them goats? Where you think them goats came from? That was in Napa Playa. Where you think they came from?
No, I don't think people didn't
I
migrate.
ain't talking about you. I ain't talking about you,
Oh,
Smash. I already know you know.
yeah.
I ain't talking about you. I'm just talking about oh, bro. Like, where you think them goats came from? Like, they had to been trading and
All right, that's animals. Okay, yeah, but that don't mean they're the same people.
No, I'm saying people intermarry and mix. Like even the trading system of back then, the marriage have to do with trade. People marry into businesses and all that. Like they.
So the majority of the people did that. The majority of the people did that.
A lot of people did that. You had the whole. You have
The majority is what you're saying.
Even with the
Yes,
cattle code,
yes, the majority
you
of the
call the cattle marriage system like dowry. That's some real shit.
Man, you're right, Mr. Rich. Them modern Egyptians is some fucking Roman Greco, barbarized Arabs that came into Egypt and never left.
Sure about
Everybody
that?
could
Hey,
talk about back
you know I
migrations
got
in,
that
but
source,
y'all,
right?
hold on. I'm in the middle of one. Everybody can talk about back migrations in, but they can't tell you when they left back out. See, that's where y'all stuck at.
They been leaving. What you mean left back out? They been moving back and forth.
Hey, yo, man, talk, man.
Ain't
Y'all
nobody.
got
Ain't
it
nobody
one time. Come on.
This is
Come
my
on,
first
guys.
time trying to talk today, and I ain't even got a little bit of discourse out. My question, my statement is, everybody can cite all of the Romans, the Greeks, the Berbers, the Libyans that came into Egypt, but no one can cite them leaving. That's my point. So they mix with hella people. Now they the niggas you see on the screen today saying that they were the ancient Egyptians. That's easy work. So if not, then tell me in your whole genetic breakdown what accounts for the Greeks, the Romans, the Berbers, the Libyans, all these different cultures that came in that don't constitute no one who lives there today.
Libyans and Egyptians are already related anyway. They come from common ancestors anyway. I'm
Hey,
already
Gullah,
related.
give me that Greek source.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro.
Yeah, let's read that.
Hold on.
See, they always
too,
fall
but
off.
man, it's a Roman.
Is anybody else is talking about that? It's just me.
You ain't gonna beat around the bush, huh? You ain't gonna beat around the bush. Where did they go, huh? Where did the Greeks? Where did the Romans?
choppy on my
When
end.
did they leave? Cite me
They
a source
mixed in.
when
Did
they
nobody
left.
leave? They mixed in. That's why I said the nucleus.
That's what we've been trying to say the
of the
whole
indigenous
time.
people. I'm saying the nucleus of the indigenous people is still intact. Like the people who they are, they still.
No, you're not choppy. You good.
The people that y'all trying to say is the original people is them people.
I'm gonna
The
go ahead and
original
come back
people
in. Drop the link.
black. The original people was from the South. And I ain't scared to say black. The original people was black. And the ones y'all accounting for today is the Berberized, Arabized, Greco-Romans who y'all can't tell me when they left. Period.
Yeah, that's not true though, Smash.
Yes, it
That's
is.
100% true.
No.
I just asked y'all a question. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Look. 3 and 332. The Greeks came in, stayed for 300 years. They never left. When the Romans came, they took it over and they started a civilization called Greco-Roman. So they start chilling amongst each other and mixing with each other in Egypt. And then the Romans got that shit taken from the Arabs. The Romans didn't go nowhere. They stayed in Egypt. Now we looking at blue eyes, Arabized people on TV, and y'all coming up with some fake shit. I'm not as scientific as y'all, and I'm never gonna be. I'm never gonna be so scientific where I can't say some shit that's black is. And the rest of the scholars ain't. Real PhDs ain't that scientific either. They get on the screen and say they was black. So I don't know what the hell y'all promoting.
I'm promoting Christopher Eric's work. That's what I'm promoting. He don't got the word black in the book.
That's what I'm saying. The people that like.
Where did the Greco-Romans go?
Let me finish talking, bro. You're doing the pseudo shit. That's how they talk and over talk you, dog. Come on, man.
Hey, Smash, you gonna get more people to agree with that stance, yo, than my stance. I already know. Everybody want to be racist.
Y'all talking some pseudo shit.
Yo, we earn it. We need it. I ain't mad at it. I ain't gonna lie, you. It took them this long to say they was African, so I ain't mad.
No, they need it. We still need a champion. All y'all can fall off. I got the knowledge, the work, and the information, and I can even put it on the walls in their face. So it's me right now. All of y'all ain't black no more. I am, and I'm ready. Let's dialogue.
No, you won, yo. They black, yo. Shit, you just ran past all the scientists, all the Darwin. You ran past all that. I ain't mad though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Darwin don't come up in every subject. Only to you, bro. People talk about Egypt don't mention Darwin ever.
That's why they mess it up. That's why they always messing it up.
Hey, look, that only happened on this show. I sound different when you can't see my face. Look, you can see me. You can see I'm just chilling. I just talk loud. Hey, that only happened on this show. You feel me? Don't nobody talk about Egypt and Darwin.
I know, yo. You're right. You know, it's two different shows. On your show, the glyph pop up, yo. Let me ask you this question, Smash. This is a good question, though. And this question is for Smash, Mr. Rich, and Due Diligence. Y'all ever took the time to think when an artist, made an Egyptian, yo, he couldn't have accounted for the damn diversity in Egypt, yo. He just picked the one he wanted to pick, yo. I'm an artist, yo. By trade, really. I went to the Baltimore School for the Arts, and I know if I'm gonna draw an African American, yo, I just draw the one I like, yo. So if I draw a dark-skinned African American on Monday, then draw a light-skinned African American on Tuesday, are you supposed to look at the light-skinned one and say, yes, that's all the Egyptians? Or look at the dark-skinned one on Monday and say, that's all the... Y'all never was supposed to do that. Y'all doing that for somebody that made some picture 4,000 years ago. Y'all swear that the picture depicts the damn Egyptians. How?
Hey, you're using our modern thinking right now, though. You're using your
No,
modern
I'm not. Hold on, Goldie. Rich, it would have been impossible to represent the diversity in Egypt, yo. That's been impossible. Yeah, they were stylized in their artistic renditions, yo.
So you from up to now, going up and down, and now you tell me they couldn't come up with what's going on?
Hey, no, Rich, they didn't do it, Rich. They just showed you a picture for the same types of they fit going all in the same direction. They do that for 5,000 years, Rich.
But how about the language?
What they
got?
Coptic.
I mean, they talk about it in the language, man.
Hey, can I say something?
They say they different. You know what I mean?
Who say they're different? You're talking about the outside people, right?
They're different culturally today.
I'm saying on the walls of the Meadow Netra, they looked at the Asians as something else.
That's fine. We ain't knocking that. You think I'm sitting up there?
That's what I'm saying. They're different. They were just different, right?
But can I say,
they don't make me. I'm a fan. You know what I'm doing?
I'm not saying this. I'm not saying inferior. I'm just saying there were people in Thailand. He's saying there were people. It was Asian people. You know what I mean?
I mean, my fault.
Can I respond? What I'm trying to say is this, bro. People can say what they want about DNA, and I think that people run away from DNA because it's scary and they don't want to handle the truth. But what I'm trying to say is that if you get the modern Egyptian or the modern light-skinned Amazigh from North Africa, paternally, They're indigenous to North Africa. Their Saudi Arabians paternally are indigenous to Southwest Asia or West Asia. They're highly haplogroup J. The North African Egyptian is EM78, EV12, and EV22, highly. The Amazigh Berber is EM81, highly, which comes out of the cuff of EZA27, which is the later downstreams of EM35 of E1B1B. So what I'm trying to say is, who are these people? A bunch of people that was invaded by women? Because the only shifting high Eurasian is their mitochondria DNA. That's obvious. And then the R1B that they have is the R1B82. That R1B82 is what came out that you find in Chad and Hausaland. R1B V88, which also came from Southern Europe, probably 8,000 years ago, crossed through Gibraltar, hit North Africa, and found refugium in two hotspots, Chad and the other hotspot in the Siwa Oasis near Egypt, the deserts of Egypt, the Libyan deserts, before it crosses over there. So what I'm trying to say is that when you look at the people, paternally, they're still the same. I'm just trying to figure out what's the problem. mtDNA-K that you found that with Queen T, that was found in the pre-potty Neolithic B culture.
Yeah. And M1 is indigenous. They still got M1 and L3s amongst them too. Like
they got M1, they got M1, they got mtDNA-N, they got the clays of N that reach between the Gaza Strip and even the early Natufian population. Autosomally, when you study the Natufians, when you look at the DNA segments, then you have to look at it in layers. One layer from the basal Eurasians that split from ancient North Africa and became independent to the Levant. Another layer from the Tufferic culture that inserted into those people that had Omotic components. So what I'm trying to say is that when you look at these people, they're highly African, distinct from Arabians, regardless of what they look like.
Yep.
Hell, some people say, let me just say this, Gullah. Some people say I look like a Somali. Maybe it becomes from the combination of different situations that I got biologically or genetically. But genetically, I'm far distinct from a Somali. I'm more closer to a man in Cameroon or a Nigerian or a Yoruba or Igbo than I am to a Somali. But I look similar to him. So look, you can't get caught up in looks, bro. You cannot.
Nah, I like the lookership. Let me do some lookership. I like this. I like the lookership. When lookership go against you. What's that? Dark brown to me. Hey, Mr. Rich, where you at?
Yo, I'm right here, homie. What's up?
What you looking at?
I ain't never listen. I don't talk about.
I know you didn't, Rich. I'm rocking with you for a minute. I'm rocking with you.
I mean, what it look like, right?
And back migration don't always mean light skin.
See what I'm talking about.
About this right now. Let's get on this picture.
Colors in there. I'm talking about the.
I know. Do you see this picture right here, yo?
Go ahead. All right, in the picture.
You see the picture?
I see the picture.
All right. Well,
it don't look like. I mean, he don't. I'm looking at the artwork, right? I'm looking at what's behind. I ain't really looking at him. Feel me?
Look at him.
I'm looking at him, but I'm seeing what's around him, right?
Don't worry about that. Look at him though.
Okay, well, we looking at him.
Yeah, we look like he darker than them. He darker than me than them damn Egyptians we seeing today, ain't he?
I'm saying, what kind of animal is that though? Is that animal in Africa? Where's that animal from?
I don't know what it is.
I ain't just want to do no. This is lookership. Is like
right, nigga. That's what I'm saying. When lookership goes wrong, yo, because he.
I don't know. I gotta look.
Where you at, Smash? Tell her that shit.
Africa got the wild relatives to this animal.
Nah, man, I ain't talking about no wild relatives. I'm talking about this picture right here, yo.
I ain't talking about.
What's your point, though? I'm saying
you look at the point. Just look at the point. This one lookership go wild, yo. He definitely darker than me, yo.
That's just for the people who say the Canaanites was white. You feel me? I don't never do that. Really, we just banging right now. And if we was doing homework, ain't nobody gonna write black or white on the paper. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the colloquialisms, like a layman's term, and people use it. But you are scientific, like I said. I'm not. So you are espousing your practice, telling people how to do it your way. You feel me? And I'm saying in Egyptology, they don't really trip that hard. That's all I be saying. But my point is, why was you showing this picture? Because it's lookership. But if we ain't the dudes who say Canaanites was white, then everybody will say we see a brown-skinned person, right?
Yep. That's my whole point, yo. Like, it ain't that heavy. It ain't as serious as we making it, yo. Once the victory is, yo, we fought for this for years, yo. Here go another one. Look. We fought for this for years, yo, that they was African, yo. We ain't never getting to the black shit like that, yo. Go back and listen to the show, yo. We kind of fought for the Africanists,
brought the color in there.
Then we argued. Remember, Gozy used to talk about the Palestinian thing. Remember that, yo? What?
In that book, Eric talk about the ancestors of the Proto-Semitic people when they was in Egypt and they split up from the Egyptians and the ancestors of the Berbers. And some of them went into anyway, so they all related anyway.
Yeah, he went back to 20,000 years. Y'all should read that chapter.
He go in on Egypt like all the way to the dynastic, like smash that. He go in there like for real.
All right, the Renu and ancient they was Canaanites. You know, Smash know that shit. He knew it was Canaanites. Canaanite in Syria and in the Greve Desert. But look how they look though, yo. I'm just saying, yo, look at the way they look. Look at the way they look, yo. You ain't what? Look at where they looking. Man, look. Y'all be in trouble. Y'all went back in that time. Yo, y'all be picking the wrong ones. Yeah, there you go. And you know, people back and forth, man. It ain't as big a deal as we kind of think it is. And no matter how much they came to the population, they still ain't overthrow the indigenous population. All right. That's another group of Western Asiatics. Look at them. They look a little different. Now they looking like your Arabs. Look at these. See, it's a good picture. I like this picture, right? Look. See, you saying the modern Egyptians look more like these people.
It's funny because
I see your point. I see your point, huh?
I hear what you're saying. See what you're saying.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, man, look, shit. You know, it's fun for me and you, Smash.
I mean, see, I need to go back to the chat so I can talk some more shit because I'm getting too calm in here. Y'all calming me down.
No, rock out, yo. You Smash Rockwell.
I didn't think we was talking about looks. And we talking about looks, that's silly. That's all we talking about is what they look like. That don't even correlate like that.
All right, so where we at?
That don't even make
back
no
on.
sense. Why are we
Trying
talking
to really
about
find the
looks?
picture. I know, Smash.
I mean, is the question not loaded though? I feel like the question is loaded to ask if the ancient Egyptians are the same as the modern Egyptians. Like the question in of itself don't even make sense. Like who was the same as they was thousands of years ago? You know, you got minor exceptions like I mean, I wasn't even finished, Gullah. You keep jumping in, talking over me. I'm not even finished though, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got minor exceptions, like you know what I mean, like the Twa people and people that's been isolated. You know what I mean? People that's been isolated, of course, but if you're not an isolated people and you've gone through migrations and you have people invade you and stuff like that, you're not gonna be homogeneous. Nobody on the planet is, with few exceptions.
Who said homogeneous was the Twa? Why homogeneous got to be the Twa? The Twa is a mixture. The Twa is a mixture of things in itself.
I'm just
the Twa is mixed with a lot of things.
You know what we're talking about. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about
late Stone Age population mixed with some ancient archaic ghost population. They mixed anyway. Look up the Shumlaka. Look up the Shumlaka.
The point is, I'm saying when you're talking about indigenous people that don't have a lot of mixture in them, you got to deal with indigenous people like that. But the point I was making is that everybody is mixed. That's the point.
But Africa is diverse anyway. You got people that gonna have certain different traits that's extreme without the mixture. Any two.
I mean, if he quit talking over me, he probably can hear me, but he rather just try to get his point out.
The proto-modern group is totally distinct because you be stopping, you be pausing. When do you stop? You stop and keep going like a motorcycle.
For the genetics, Gullah, because I don't.
I'll be right back. Drop that link again, man. I'm cutting out bad. I'm finna shut my computer down and come back. Drop it again for me, Bobby, please. I'll be right back.
You sound crystal clear though, yo.
Hey, I got something for that, Gullah. Go ahead, Smash.
I was just gonna ask. So, I thought everybody just been mixing forever. Like, I mean, because it wasn't no. All of this.
But when you say mix, you gotta be specific. Because certain populations got certain traits and things like that. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
This is the question. If humans mix so much, like even since the days of Neanderthal and stuff, it just was a part of procreation. When did the races not mix long enough to develop distinctively? You see what I mean? Like, how come Chinese
never
just
happened.
look Chinese?
It
Well,
never
why they look
happened.
Chinese and not look black if we've been all mixing this time? Is what I'm asking.
Chinese though. Like, I mean, Chinese. I mean, you got other people that look like that too. I mean, the Koreans, the Japanese,
The Khoisan.
No, but you
yeah.
see what I'm saying? If people was mixing the whole,
Even a lot of people, they got epianal afros too.
when did we develop these separate traits? If like
That's
you know
easy.
what I'm saying?
So that's easy, Smash. So
I
so
just
if
don't
you're in
know. I just don't know. I just don't
yep.
know. Go
So
ahead.
like if you like blue eyes, right? You know what I'm saying? That's when you got blue eyes, that's like lacking melanin, right? Less melanin in blue eyes. So all you got that spread through a farming community, you know what I'm saying, in less than a generation or two. Go figure that. So all it is just people picking people with blue eyes to mate with them, right?
I hear
That's
that.
in a
I hear
generation.
that.
So that's
No,
a generation.
I think you're not hearing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I wanted to give you the blue eyes because it's easier to get that, right, than say the epileptic fold. So all you gotta do is people just mixing together to got the epileptic fold, and that trait will just go through the population.
Yeah,
That's easy.
and two, you got to where it pop up in other populations too, because it's a trait that turns off and on. Because like the Khoisan epianal afro it had nothing to do with the people of East Asia, and then you got populations like the Nilotic and Dinka. Some of them people that
Yeah, I
got
was trying to hear you smash. I mean, Gullah jumped in with the extraordinary. What was you saying?
I mean, but I heard what you were saying. I think y'all saying that. I mean, the way that I'm asking, the answer I got is like when people migrate. I'm presuming that they mix amongst themselves first before they start to mix amongst the other cultures. Like, you know what I'm saying? They gonna mix with other people, but you even got to learn how to communicate with them. I'm just presuming in ancient times. And so this would keep they were still mixing, but they mixing amongst the people who are very
more they self
to
more.
them.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I see what y'all saying. So
Yep,
that'll help
absolutely.
the races, and over a long period of time, that'll form us looking hella different.
Which is a minor, which is not even. See, that's the trick, though, right? That the shit that we think is really something to make us different is really arbitrary. And how long did that take to get that? Yeah, I mean, we only want to see that now, yo.
That's real.
It's very, very arbitrary, yo. It ain't in the grand scheme of things, yo. It's arbitrary, but in the grand scheme of things, they enslave people off of those arbitrary things. See how wild it is? Yeah, humans are just wild across the board, yo.
Yeah,
like they would take something as skin color and say, yo, you know what? You are less human because of that. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Your hair, you something different. Yeah, that was all wild, yo. And they ran rampant with it, yo. And they ran it balls to the wall with that. So, yeah, I get it, man. I'm black and I'm proud, but that's a political statement for me, yo. To let you know that I'm still aware of what happened to me. That's why I say that. I'm aware of that. Eyes wide open, yo. But I'm not gonna let y'all.
Hold on. What's going on, everybody? Y'all something else. I mean, I don't. You know where we going with this, right?
Here we go.
You know where we going.
You finna flip the whole
show.
Don't
do it,
Yeah, I am.
Where Reggie at? Because he didn't get his props for last night. He showed some good stuff last night. I was banging in the chat too.
But yeah. So this is what y'all seem to be missing out of this whole equation, and I don't know why y'all keep skipping over this, Gullah, but to be genetically literate, as y'all say y'all are. You should know that how they measure the back migration of the people that we see today is based on the Neanderthal genome that they have. That's it.
It's not back. No,
yes,
it's not.
Okay, then watch this. Here we go. Watch this. I'm going to ask for sources. I'm fixing to ask for sources. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not even. I know. See, I'm gonna ask for sources. I'm not gonna keep letting y'all talk.
Hey, Unc, I sent you a source of the genetic history of Africa. I sent you that source too. That's a good. They got to talk about the back migrations in that too.
Because so watch you made the claim. You made the claim.
So hold on. Watch this. The hypothetical population, the basals that y'all keep talking about. What do they use to identify them and separate them from the other basal people of the world? What do they use? You should know this, Gullah.
They say they split up anyway. They got
what is the one identified thing that they use?
The McRibby component.
This ain't. I'm not trying to argue with you. We're trying to have a scholarly conversation right now.
They don't use no Neanderthal, bro. They just say some of the bases don't have as
okay,
much.
Well, let me pull it up then. All right.
That don't determine it.
Don't even worry about it, brother, because I don't know. Don't worry about it.
You don't know.
It's crazy, man.
You really don't know.
See, so you saying you don't know?
No, I said you
but
really
you
don't
should
know.
know this. You've been talking about you've been talking about bases you're raising the whole time. So I should know this. You should know this.
Trying to say don't
try to say what I'm trying to say.
They have little to no Neanderthal DNA. They still distinct. They still an Asian group. They still have
before they got that Neanderthal DNA,
even without the Neanderthal DNA,
before they got that Neanderthal DNA, they wasn't no damn
to another environment, bro.
Don't worry about it.
It's just an add-on stuff. You got stuff going on.
Hey, no, what we can't do is talk over each other, yo. It's a wild show at that point, yo. We don't need to do that. That ain't cordial.
Hold up. They ain't letting me share my screen. What's going on?
Cause I gotta look up and shit. I don't see it. What you did?
Oh, that's crazy.
What did it say? No pseudos allowed to screen share?
I'm not sure what's going on, but I could have sworn.
I'm not sure they're gonna let you do
okay,
it.
now it looks like it.
Access been denied.
Access denied, yo. You been beat.
You gotta press pseudo share.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, push pseudo share, yo.
Don't worry about it.
There you go, yo. There you go. Pseudo share. There you go.
Like I said, I'm not here to be really just playing and joking and nothing. I'm just doing it.
Oh, now we can't joke.
Right, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take the fun
let me
out
go
of
ahead
it,
and do this right quick so y'all can get on the right page. And then I'm gonna bounce out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, bounce out. I'm gonna play them clips.
So hold up. I don't play games, but check this out. It says basal Eurasian, the term that they're using, is a proposed lineage of anatomically modern humans. Excuse me?
Why the screen so black? Ain't nobody see that.
Why you using the black thing on your joint? Yo, I want you to use the white one.
You that racist, James?
See what I'm saying? That's how you, I mean, if you know the light, the white from your screen hurts your eye. But anyway.
He only eat chocolate ice cream.
I'll switch it for y'all so y'all can. Hold up. So is this better? Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Hello? I'm just listening, read it.
We here, yo. We with you.
We
with you.
Just read it.
And then y'all interject.
We with you, yo.
Hold on. This is going to be on the first line. It says, basal Eurasian is a proposed lineage, which means it's not even a real thing. It says, of anatomically modern humans with reduced or zero archaic hominin. But then it has in parentheses right here Neanderthal admixture compared to other.
The little mean nothing. The little don't mean they don't have it at all.
It says zero. Do you see where it says zero?
You gotta let them explain themselves. So we're trying to figure out what you trying to say, James. What was you? I heard you say something.
This is how they identify the back migration of the people that's there today. The people that are there today. The people that are there today, the people in North Africa have Neanderthal DNA at a 2% clip, just like everybody else, just like Europeans.
It's in the gun.
See, this is what I'm saying. Y'all don't want to tell the truth.
Come on, dog. Man, that's wishful.
You cannot be an African and have that much Neanderthal DNA. It's impossible.
What?
You understand that?
No, James, I had. Hold on,
listen,
James.
Man.
Wait, James. Whoa, don't nobody jump in. James, I was damn near I was almost understanding what you were saying, and then you mess it up with a non-scientific statement. I thought you were saying.
What did I say that was wrong?
I thought.
It's
Listen,
really
I thought you said that the way they identify the people that back migrated was the level of Neanderthal in them. I was like, okay, that makes sense because you leave out, you mix. Hold on, James. Leave out, you mix, you come back in, right? And you carry those genes with you. That's fine. But then you made a non-scientific statement by saying you can't be African with that much. You messed it all up again. I rolled with you with that. All right, man.
Even if they didn't mention Neanderthal, they still would have had it. They would have adapted to other environments.
You went way too smart with that part right there. Because James initially, he didn't win it. Say initially start off as how to identify the back migration population, right? That was his initial question. Then he said they're identified by the amount of Neanderthal DNA in them. And I'm saying that makes sense. I'm not fighting. I don't think we denying that.
This is why this is in the sense. They're telling you that the original basals, they had little to zero. That's how they know. But see, this is an antiquated term. It's not. It's a hypothetical population.
I know, but that's. I mean, but what you? How'd you prove your point though?
That's how they know.
It's not even supposed to be used.
Don't follow them down the rabbit hole. Let them say it. Go ahead, bro.
It's not even supposed to be used. It's a hypothetical population. They use this term, but it's not even supposed to be used. You know why? Because these people don't have any admixture. These people are basically Africans. They don't want to tell you that. They are the Africans that jumped over the Arabian Peninsula and got stuck over there, and then their genetics just mutated a little. But but they do not have any admixture with the Neanderthal. The only admixture you can get outside of Africa is another species called Neanderthal. Anything inside of Africa is just admixing amongst other Africans. You have to understand that. Listen, it's only one other kind of DNA. Two others. It's Homo sapien DNA at this point. They have Neanderthal DNA still living at this point, and they have Denisovan DNA, and they may find some others later. But if you find DNA on the continent, it's still a part of a Homo sapien. Even Homo naledi, she's going to be put into the family of Homo sapien because that is what came out. Accumulation of Africans. You have to understand that non-African DNA is Neanderthal DNA. When you get that mix, you get a hybrid. I don't understand why this is that hard,
bro.
I'm not saying.
Bro, did you just say they're gonna put Homo naledi?
They're gonna put it in the African family. They have to.
What's the African family, James? Like James, you make so many mistakes. So it's horrible.
That's why when y'all do that, y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
I know. I'm gonna play you though. I'm gonna play your words though.
It's African. That's how it goes. Just like the Aboriginals that they call Australia. They're original to Australia. You understand that?
So they just popped up in Australia. They ain't come from Africa at all.
Who did?
The Aboriginal Australia.
Okay. But we're talking about admixture right now, Gullah. We're talking. It's only one admixture. They tell you about the admixture.
Even if they didn't mix with any archaic human, they still mutating and developing.
What we're talking about right now. Well, listen, be careful. What we're talking about is there a such thing as a non-African? Is everybody African?
All right, we're not yelling. We're not. Hey, listen, we're not gonna yell. Listen,
I'm asking, is everybody African? When do people stop being African?
They never stop being African. Fundamentally speaking, all human beings on planet Earth are African. We have people called
Europeans, Asians.
No,
Indians,
man, you mixing up. Let me play you in your own words, though. I want to play you in your own words, bro. That's what I like.
He been anachronistic because
I like to play you in your own words, yo. Here you go. Let me share the screen, ladies. This is James. I want to see you. I'm gonna play you. I'm gonna play you, bro. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you. I'm gonna play you.
You don't understand it.
I know. I don't understand because I can't understand you because you keep changing. You know what? I'm not gonna let you keep doing that, though.
Clip it up.
At a certain point, you're gonna have to. You had to stand up, James. At a certain point, bro. Here you go. This is you, James.
Let me stop. Hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, you good? You dead and stop. Let me see where we at. Yeah, we good. Yeah, I want to play what you said out your mouth. And I'm gonna show you why you confuse everybody. Here we go.
Go ahead. So that's just a different tribe that believe in something else. It's like that's what we doing.
Oh, so the natural enemy is somebody who's not of the same tribe?
No, that's not of the same species.
So hold on.
So you're talking about lions?
Are we talking about humans? Hold on, we talking about humans?
Yeah.
Okay, so what?
Yeah, I hit you with the yeah. So they talking about humans. Now watch this. Yeah, that's James saying yeah. Right. See if you still hold this, James.
Humans?
Yeah.
Okay, so what?
All humans are the same species.
Yeah, that's what y'all say.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's that rabbit hole we gonna go.
See? Like I said, James actually thinks when you mix with Denisovan and Neanderthal, you become something different. He said it out of his mouth right there, ladies and gentlemen.
And I still stand on that. You do.
Thank you. You become a whole nother species, bro. You said it right
Not
there.
a whole nother species. You are something other than what we are.
Ah, that's what you said right here, though. So you see how you flip
But it's still the same thing.
Nah, you didn't say that, bro. You said a
2%,
different species right here, James. James, why we are?
That 2%
Why don't you?
Neanderthal DNA makes
Why
them
don't you
something
play the
other than
video,
us.
James, and argue with yourself? You said it. See, you said that. So
And
now
I'm
you arguing
standing
with
on
yourself, James. Why? You expect me not to argue with you? You argue with
like
yourself,
you did
James.
last night, I'm standing
James,
on it.
we're right here, James. You said you become another species. Now you changing it up.
So hold on.
Now
Hold on, that Neanderthal DNA don't make them something different.
See, so just stand on it, James, so we can get you.
No, I'm asking you.
No, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, not based off of the video you showed us with that beautiful video with the national signs. And you know, I still got the clips too. I still got that. Not based off what
let
you
me
played.
shut my screen and show you that narrative means the same thing as a theory or a hypothesis. Let me do that. See what I'm saying? You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I do want to do that, but I want to play this video because I like this. Here you go. Next video.
Is it the video I gave you, James?
Yeah.
You think that? Okay, are
I
you?
gave it to Bobby
Watch
too.
this, dude. What are they saying in the video, dude?
Are they the same species or are they?
Watch this.
Listen,
this, King.
let me ask you jump about this. So like when we look at the human, or each human this different species.
Well, they're classifying them as, for right now, 3 main groups that's still in existence today. Which is the Neanderthal, which is the European.
No. Oh my God, no.
Hold on. The Denisovans, which they saying is the East Asian, and then the African, which they call them. What do they call us? They got another slick word for it. They call us
There's no
Homo
Neanderthal.
sapiens or the first Homo sapiens.
James.
They never call us African.
That's not true. No such thing.
Yes, it
White
is.
people don't come from Neanderthals. East Asians don't
Yes,
come
they
from
do.
Denisovans. That's not true.
Yes, they do.
But you said it. And then you doubled down just
they
now.
Still
That's
have those genetics off in them.
No,
you don't understand.
No, it doesn't. Let me
That's
move on
crazy.
to the next one. I don't have to argue with you, James. You beating yourself up right now. Here we go.
You making yourself look bad. That it was different species of Africa at the same time. But then I was trying to get up to speed and let y'all know that even though that did occur, at the end of the day, it all turned out to be Homo sapiens sapiens. Some kind of way it became one species. But at the same time of that mutation, when them get into one, they get into Asian. They're turning into the Denisovans are turning into Asians, and the European and the Neanderthals are turning into Europeans.
James.
That's what's happening.
Wrong.
But y'all don't want to listen to that.
You are
Y'all want to
wrong.
listen to what Europeans say. But that's the
wrong.
only way that it makes sense. That mutation to when them get into one, they're getting into Asian. They're turning into the Denisovans are turning into Asians, and the European and the Neanderthals are turning into Europeans.
No, James.
That's what's
You're
happening.
wrong.
But y'all don't want to listen to that.
You are
y'all want to
wrong.
listen to what Europeans say. But that's
wrong.
the only way that it makes sense.
So y'all can clearly see that why would I argue with this man right here? Yo, he clearly has a whole nother something going on here, man. There is no scientific.
Can I talk now? Hold on. Can I talk
now?
I explain what you clipped up?
That says what James just say. Now maybe he's saying it wrong, but he's the author of confusion. He cannot say that Neanderthal turned to Europeans and Denisovans turned to Western Asians. Nobody ever says that, bro. I don't know where he got that from, how he got that, but he's been arguing that for the last year.
No, that ain't what I've been arguing. No, it's not.
We don't know
that
what
was if somebody asked me a question. See, this is what I'm saying. What you gonna do? You
James,
not gonna let me respond?
Get that right, though. If you can't get that right, yo,
you're not gonna let me respond. You gonna just talk over?
You can, but I'm saying we can't trust you, James, until you can.
I know because you clipped that up. You don't even know the context. See, I was there. The context of that conversation where they was asking me what and how does all this happen? What I said was they don't even know how they got it, how Homo sapiens took over the rest of the world. They say that it's either we killed them all off, we had sex with them. They have a bunch of different hypotheses. So guess what? When they don't know, that gives everybody a way to where they can say, well, okay, well, this is what I think happened. This is what I think happened. Because they don't know. And I bet I can show you a clip, or I can show you all kinds of evidence that they don't know what happened, how this happened.
I bet they got a better educated
No,
guess
they
than
don't.
you do.
No, they don't. Because watch this. What I said was, this is what I said in that clip. I said that, well, this makes sense. If we Homo sapiens sapiens now, that means we evolved from whatever Homo erectus or whatever came out. So why couldn't they have evolved to what they are? So they turned into Homo Neanderthal, then later they turned into European. They turned into Homo Denisovans, and later on they turned into Asian. The same thing that happened to Africa.
Why they got two different? Why Neanderthals and modern humans got two different genes that make their skin lighter? Then the Neanderthal don't got SLC genes that make their skin lighter.
All right, man.
That's based on mutation, but they do find an older gene in Neanderthal that made them turn light skin. So what does that have to do with anything?
Hey, man. Hey, brother. Look, take your time, yo. Do some reading, yo.
Right.
You actually
I'm done. I bet you can't find out what happened. I bet you can't show a video
and I dare y'all play that video talking about what y'all think is this. So I want to let y'all know that the narrative and the model. So you have the outer Africa theory, right? And you have a model. So the outer Africa theory is stringent, and what it says is humans left Africa about 60,000 years ago, right? It clearly says that. Now there has to be a new model because they found in Asia 160,000 years Homo sapiens sapien, and so that original theory has to be remodeled, right? To talk about the waves of migrations that came out from the southern region and the northern region, right? And so what the lady was talking about, that original model, right? That narrative that humans left out of Africa one time, right? And populated the world, that's not it, because they found more human DNA like Homo Neanderthal and Homo Denisovan, right? And those genes go in both directions, meaning that, like you said, James, those genes migrate into Africa, but it's not enough to make it a whole species. Actually, what it did was it helped the diversity of Homo sapiens sapiens. That's why before we even left Africa, we had an incursion into our genes. They call it the ghost genes because they don't know what ancient human it was. But what they do know is it added to our genetics, which really helped us diversify and made us Homo sapiens sapien. So they realized that we just don't, like leave Africa, and that's not what it was. The picture is much more mixing, more diversity. It's easier. See, when we mix with Neanderthal, watch this. It was like a jump start for helping our genes, right?
No,
man, I don't gotta argue with you, man. I listened to the whole video. We did not mix with you gave us like the best video, bro. Just for the record, dog. You gave us the best video. I appreciate you, James.
Even when you had people that first migrated out, like they was like still migrated back in, even like not that long ago. Like
how are they genes beneficial to us in the sun zone? How are they genes beneficial?
There's a lot of different. Smash bought the article. Smash, tell that man, yo.
No, because see what you for one thing, you don't even understand genetics. It's obvious.
No, I'm not.
Me and you had a conversation a couple of months ago. Remember when you corrected me on that motor in Ethiopia? Remember what was we talking about?
I forgot. Talk about a lot.
We was talking about Neanderthal DNA. They used the Neanderthal DNA in the Ethiopian cave to identify back migration. He had 0 at 3000 BC. So they said that the people with the Neanderthal DNA had not reached Ethiopia at that day. Why do they keep coming up? They telling you there wasn't no admixture, and then what they do is they say, well, okay, now we're going to test the people in Ethiopia, modern Ethiopia. They have Neanderthal DNA now, so they can gauge when did that population come in. You don't understand that?
No, you don't understand it, James.
Okay. Well, all right, man. I'm done. I don't know. I ain't no help.
Been done, James. You just ain't know.
Go ahead, y'all.
Don't go, James.
I hope y'all have fun.
Hey,
You
I
just
got
frustrated,
questions. I
James.
got
I'm not saying you gotta go, James. I get it, yo. When you get up here and babble yourself half to death and end up debating yourself, the clips you said it. You said it, James. I didn't say it. You said that Homo Neanderthal turns to white people, Europeans, and Homo Denisovan turns to Western Asians. You said that. You clipped it, then you doubled down again with it. You said that. There's no scientific literature that ever says that. What they say is that it's not that Homo sapien made Homo Neanderthal go extinct. What they said was that it just was an incursion in our genes. Ain't went nowhere. So you know there was populations of Homo sapien that came out, and just Homo Neanderthal just got absorbed into that population, yo. And we can see it at a rate from 1 to 4%. James thinks that the 1 to 4% means you're 1 to 4% less Homo sapien. Nope. They're just saying that 1 to 4% are the genes that Homo sapien and Homo Neanderthal share. See the difference? It's clarity and understanding the information and the knowledge and wisdom. His blackology forces him to say that white people are different from that little thing I talked about, the arbitrary color of skin, the arbitrary different types of hair, the racism. He can't get it out of his head. He has to say that Homo Neanderthal turned into white people. Wait a minute. Last time I checked, Europeans, right, are Homo sapiens. All Homo sapiens are 99.99% the same. And those arbitrary things that we're talking about is that less than 1%. So I don't know what he's trying to say. He don't know what he's trying to say. That's why he left in frustration. He was frustrated. I wasn't yelling at him. I've just figured out that he doesn't understand. He brings great information to the table, though. Meaning he brings great sources. I've never seen nothing like it. He just can't read his own sources. He just can't understand his own sources, his own videos. I played it the other night. He doesn't understand the material. He brought a complex video the other day that talked about models, talked about narratives, right? Talked about the out of Africa theory. He was thinking that an out of Africa theory was overthrown because he doesn't understand the material. He just had to revise certain aspects of it. Go ahead, due diligence.
Yeah, that video is a great video, and we should go through it. We should have a little watch party. Matter of fact, I'm actually talking to one of the guests that was on that show, and they actually want to come on and do a show. I was chopping it up with Smash about it and stuff like that. So we really should go over some of their work because one of them does want to come on and speak, and is excited about it. So
they ain't saying nothing. James is saying though.
No, absolutely not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, just to get some clarity on the matter, they can come in and, clear up some things.
Well, let's see. We definitely figure that out, won't we? Huh.
Absolutely. We're gonna figure it out one way or the other. I know I am. I think I already got it figured out. I'm just bad at explaining it. You know what I mean? So I'm not against what science is saying, but science is changing before our eyes, though. That's a fact. Science stay changing, but the way James is pitching it, I can't go with the way he pitching it. And then you can't never just pin him down on something. Whenever you say you said this, he'll say I said this, but it's this, and it's just you just be spinning your wheels, man.
I don't know where you at with that. Hey, what's up, Google Scholar?
Peace. How y'all doing?
How you doing, bro?
Peace.
I was just listening, and I thought I'd jump in and say a few words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm listening to James. James, I wish you wouldn't have left because I wanted to have him answer this question for me. And it's simple, really. If his argument is that Europeans are a different species because they have Neanderthal admixture, then are we saying the Africans that have that ghost DNA are a different species as well? Because we really don't know what that ghost population is. It could be a non-African species as well. It's possible, right? Because since we don't know, it could be anything. So if the Europeans are a different species for having Neanderthal mixture, are the other Africans a different species for having a ghost population, a non-human a non-Homo sapien admixture? Because it would be the same thing. If you're consistent, you'd have to say yes. And so that
Yeah.
road that is
That's why
going
you know
down.
he all over the place, because it's not consistent with the other people. It's not consistent with the other archaic humans that he's talking about. That's how you know it's not correct, because you're right. The same would apply to the other humankinds.
Yeah. And so
I agree.
and so I wish he would have been here to answer that, because that's a logical question to answer if he's taking the path that he's taking. And of course, I understand he's just misunderstanding the science, and his bias won't allow him to see past it. But it
I
is
think
what
he
it is.
really getting paid by the pseudo killers to keep the BS going, man. That's what I really think it is. I think he getting paid on the under, man, just to keep it
Oh
going. I
man.
don't know.
Oh man. Nah. So okay. Let me I mean, he just fighting tooth and nail, man. You know how
don't know why.
sometimes you get so far out there with saying the wrong thing, yo, that you won't just relinquish it, yo.
You need to let him do a presentation.
Yeah, oh my God, man, that's gonna be even worse.
James, do a presentation, man. That way we ain't got to just hear you talk the whole time. You always telling everybody else to bring up their sources and stuff like that. You say sources, you done brought up a couple, but you just need to go on and do a presentation, man. That way we can know what you're saying, and you can stand on your stance. You know what I mean? Stand on your stance, man.
All right, let me show you how we do this. So here's a screen. Look, that's how we do. This is how we debunk James all the way out the game. So we watched the video that James talked about, right? And he kept mixing up the model, and he did all that. But this is actually the article. Look, the story of human migration out of Africa just got rewritten. That's really what they all talking about in that video. Okay. The Great Exodus, kicking off humanity's global takeover with a single inaugural bang. And the first time we looked at the fossils left behind by our ancestors, that indeed appeared to be the case. Like a series of four squares check-ins, the ages of the bones seem to depict one long human trip out of Africa, across Asia, into Australia. That started 60,000 years ago. Now, if you remember this lady right here in the video, Rebecca, she was saying the whole thing is smashed up now. Rebecca was talking about this. She was talking about this sentence right here. She was saying, all that's got to go. That's what she was talking about. This I'm certain of, this I'm sure of, because I understand evolution enough to get the point she's making. Then it goes right here. It says, but in recent years, scientists looking back at old fossils with new techniques have revealed discrepancies in the storyline. It's a evidence of much older humans, winding up in regions they weren't supposed to reach for thousands of years, or DNA that isn't as human as we first thought. Now, a review published Thursday in Science compiles and analyzes all of these deviations from the Outer Africa or OOA narrative, including that it's time to rewrite. So what are they talking about? Are we confused? What do you mean DNA that isn't as human? What do they mean by these statements? Well, when they talk about human, They're not necessarily talking about Homo sapiens. They can be talking about Homo Neanderthalis. They can be talking about Homo Denisovan, right? They can be talking about Homo naledi. They don't have to be talking about Homo sapiens sapiens. Now, you click this right here, right? Hold on. Click this. This is actually the paper, right? So we like to go to the actual homework that that particular blog was written off of, right? The peopling of Asia, okay? So they're not actually talking about changing the outer African theory. They're talking about the way it's actually modeled. They're talking about the narrative of this one group of people coming out and conquering the world. That's not how it is. There's a lot of complexity to the story now. They start to realize that there are certain things that occur that shouldn't be. This chart right here actually shows what they're talking about. Homo sapiens dispersal route. Now you got the early dispersal route. They didn't have that. This is added on. They got the later dispersal route. One from 160,000 to 120,000 to 60K and 60,000 to 30K, right? Then they got Neanderthal admixture with Homo sapiens. Neanderthal, Homo sapiens admixture with Denisovan. All these represent incursions into the genes, which actually, you know what I'm saying, helps diversify us. So if you look at the map, you got 300,000 years in Morocco, Homo sapiens. You got 200,000 years in Rift Valley, right? And you see they disperse. Okay, 55,000 right there. That's the northern route up there. Okay, and then you got the southern route right here. They just realized this southern route. They didn't know into Asia. Okay, so watch this. This is 160,000. The video was talking about this area right here, y'all, at 120 to 90K. Was actually talking about that if y'all seen it on the show. Now, if they would have found something at 500,000 Homo sapiens sapien, then they would have to rewrite the whole outer Africa theory. But they're not talking about that. So the outer Africa theory is where Homo sapiens sapiens are the oldest at. That's still intact. What's not intact is the story of one group just leaving. They say they left out in waves now. Earlier than they thought. And they have the evidence that they found now. That's why it's changing. And they found that they was mixing with more archaic humans. So James has this all messed up. He think they mean the black ends was talking about, oh, I told you that out of Africa. No, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. That video that we watched was way too complex for those who does not understand Charles Darwin evolution. That's why I say, yo, if you study Charles Darwin, it's going to take you to evolution, and then you'll be able to really understand what the scientists are saying. You'll be able to get it. But if you don't get that one, you got to start with one. You know, you got people trying to start at 130. This represents 130. That video that he played is 130. You won't even get what the people are saying. They talking fast. They saying humans. You think they mean Homo sapiens sapiens. They don't really mean that. It's a lot of nuance to that whole conversation that James would actually mess up. So we all just got to slow down, man. You know what I'm saying? We all in this together, man. And watch this. That it says the traditional out of Africa model was positive dispersal of Homo sapiens across Eurasia as a single wave 60,000 years ago, and subsequent replacement of all indigenous populations. So what was the indigenous population? Watch this, y'all. That Homo sapiens sapien replaced. Like, what are you talking about, Unc? I thought it was only Homo sapiens sapiens. No, it was an indigenous population when they got there. What was the indigenous population? Obviously, Homo Denisovan or Homo Neanderthal. And so did they replace them? Y'all know what replace mean? Did they replace them? No, they actually didn't replace them, right? They actually absorbed them into their genes, ladies and gentlemen. If I finish reading this, it says, let me see, let me come right here. Important findings highlighted here include growing evidence for multiple dispersal predating 60,000 years ago in regions such as Southern and Eastern Asia. It says modern humans moving into Asia met Neanderthals, Denisovans in the mid-Pleistocene, Homo sapiens, and possibly Homo florensis. It say with some degree of interbreeding occurring. It say the early human dispersal, which left at least some genetic traces in modern populations, indicate that later replacements were not wholesale. So they wasn't just replacing the population like they thought before. Let me see. So these maps clearly show that everything is still in place. Right here is important read. I'm gonna stop. It say despite the general acceptance, right? This is for you, James. That there's still a general acceptance that Homo sapiens arose in Africa. Okay. It say the initial arrival and survival of modern humans in different areas of the world continue to be strongly debated. It say over the past several decades, Asia has been receiving increasing attention in these discussions, particularly because it is considered a conduit through which Homo sapiens arrived in distinct locales such as Western Europe, Australia, and eventually the Americas. Importantly, the Asian continent bounded roughly by the Pacific and Indian and Arctic oceans on three sides of Europe. To the west includes a wide range of latitudinal, longitudinal, and eventually altitudinal variations, which has a major implications for human evolution. Stop right there. So y'all would have to read this right here. The big question, all that. This article safely goes with the whole daggone video, right? We know how to find a workaround here. All this right here. This was a great video we looked at with Rebecca and them. They actually did their thing. All right. So I just wanted to kind of show y'all that, right? To ease the conversation a little bit, man. And we just need to really figure out that this ain't the simple shit. This ain't the flip, blam, 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 boom, you just gonna get it. This not that. This is not what this gonna be. It's not gonna be that. This is not what you want if you ain't willing to sit down and read some high level stuff, right? Like this ain't what you want, man. You ain't gonna be able to do it. You ain't gonna be able to pull it off, yo. Yeah. I don't know, D.I.V., and I don't know if you can handle that source, bro. I had to pay $250 to get this source, yo. I don't think you. Let me see. I don't even think you're gonna be able to see the whole thing. You'd be better off trying to read the. I'm gonna put this in the chat though. I don't think it's going. You ain't gonna be able to get into it. I'm gonna put it in there. Not for the article, for the Journal of Science. You know, we belong to the Journal of Science. All right, but this article right here is free, and this article was actually written off of the Journal of Science. This one right here. Right here. There you go. Nowhere are they talking about overthrowing out of Africa. They're not talking about that, man. They're not talking about none of that. They just talking about the mixing and all that. And nowhere in here are they saying that, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. It say Bay. And this team came to this conclusion after reviewing multiple recent studies showing that humans traveled farther than we would have expected given the outer Africa time frame. One showed Homo sapiens fossils in China that were somewhere between 70,000 and 120,000 years old. Another found fossils as far out as Australia, dating to 60,000 years old, which according to the OOA theory was when humans were just gearing up to leave for the first time. All of these aberrant finds taken together suggest that the original explanation was wrong. The leading explanation for how these humans got to China and Australia tens of thousands of years before the theory predicted. They would is that humans began leaving Africa much earlier than expected. The research is right. Their new, see what I'm saying? Look, their new model, see, this is where the confusion was. He put that in the game because he didn't understand what the scientists were saying. He couldn't wrap his brain around it. Now look, I'm reading about the outer Africa theory. You see all this, right? That's not to say that the original outer Africa theory is now entirely moot. See that? It's important to know. Hold on. So I was right here. I said their new model, right, proposes that there were multiple diasporas from Africa, the first of which might have appeared 120 years ago. Watch this. That's not to say that the original outer Africa theory is now entirely moot. It just says, new models aside, there's still a preponderance of fossils dating back to 60,000 year mark, which suggests that there was a mass dispersal around that time. See, it just wasn't the only one. There's a lot of language in here that James is messing up. He's messing up a new model, what a model is, right? It also talks about a narrative, and it also talks about a theory. He mixes and matches and messes it all up. Based off what he's saying is we would have to throw away the outer African theory. They're saying, nope, that's not it. We just have to change the narrative on how it actually happened. That's the point I was trying to make. I'm not sure if y'all should have gotten the point. If you didn't, that's okay. Go back and watch it. That's a picture of Neanderthal. That's an artist rendering of Neanderthal right there. James thinks that Homo sapiens sapiens came from that. Yeah, he think that. He really thinks that. Not that. And even if you was to read this, Rand, look, further complicating the story of human origins is the fact that some Homo sapien fossils scientists have dug up were unexpectedly not entirely human. It says, we had assumed for a long time that Homo sapiens branched off from the hominid tree very early on and forever remained separate from our closest cousins, the Neanderthals and Denisovans. It says, but now genomic analysis and many studies have revealed that DNA from Homo neanderthals and Homo sapiens, Denisovans, is not clear yet whether they're a different species or just a subspecies. Watch this. It says, runs through the genomes of many modern humans, suggesting that the ancient humans who left Africa all of those years ago were either a hybrid species or fully modern humans that hooked up with other species long ago. Their travels reintroducing those foreign genes. Now I'm gonna leave this up here for y'all to snapshot that and read that and get that in your head. The title of the show, yo, can you handle the truth? Do you understand scientific jargon? What are they talking about here? What do they mean not entirely human? Unexpectedly not entirely. What is he saying about not entirely human? If you don't understand it, you're gonna mess all that up. How can Homo sapien fossils scientists have dug up were unexpectedly not entirely human? Can you take that and twist that? But that's what James was saying. James was saying it wasn't really entirely. No, you can't. These conversations are high level, ladies and gentlemen. Understand what a hybrid is. What's a hybrid? What's a fully modern humans? What's that? What is this article suggesting? What are they talking about? So I want y'all to read this. I put it in the chat. Read the whole thing. All right. It's important to read this. is important. Then if you got the money, man, you move on to this, right? And it'll give you the whole ball of wax. This is the whole ball of wax right here. This right here is the whole ball of wax. This is the scientific article right here. Who were Denisovans? You read that study. They got different studies on that. All right. Moving forward, future direction, late Paleocene, Asian, paleoanthropology. What is paleoanthropology? You need to know what paleoanthropology is. You need to read the other papers on the side. The first modern humans in China, when modern humans met Neanderthal. Neanderthals met early with modern humans. When did humans leave Africa? All these are important reads to understand the whole picture. You can't just dive out the window, watch a video, and think you got it. That's not how this is going to work. It's never going to work that way. And see, this is where the pseudos take advantage of all this right here. They take advantage of your ignorance to said subject matter, and it goes on and on and on and on and on, and they just won't stop, yo.
Can I share?
Absolutely.
Hey, Gullah want the link.
What is Gullah doing, man? Go ahead.
I never shared on here before.
Just hit the share screen. Just say
right.
share, present.
All right. All right. Bam. Can you see me? Am I sharing?
I can see it. All right, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go to the top of the article in case anybody want to look this up. It's a damn good article. If you want to see the direction of where anthropology is moving, this is a good place to start. They break it all down. She goes from the she kind of did what I did. I don't know if you guys seen my my presentation on race, but I followed the concept of race from like 300 BC all the way up into the present. They did the same thing with this, dealing with taxonomy in general, taxonomy, anthropology, and biology. So, you know, they dealing with the conceptual issues on how we look at it in general. So they're not just necessarily just arguing like how we do, like inside of it. They're actually looking at what qualifies what. And this is creating a big problem in science right now because there's no consensus on the qualifications on the things that we are arguing about, like what constitutes what, right? So you'll never hear me get into those conversations until we start defining those things. You know what I mean? So you're going to hear me arguing those points. But let's go down right here to where she's bringing some clarity to it.
Put that in the chat. Put that in the back chat, that article.
Here we are right here. All right, bet. So evolution theory. So let me give you some context before I go into it. So at one point, we have to realize that, you know, whenever Charles Darwin came with evolution, like Unc always said, it was new. Everybody was on the divine tip to where everything came from God. You started off spiritual and you came from God, and then you just, you know, and then everything evolved that way. When Charles Darwin came, he made everything natural. I'll get that to him. You know, he made everything natural, and he made things come from things. You know what I mean? The what do you call it? Innate objects come from innate objects, right? So you have to realize at a point that there wasn't no evolutionary theory, and it was all it was from a spiritual standpoint. So at some point, the evolutionary theory had to combine with biology, because it was just the theory of evolution by itself. It was just a theory of explaining on how things could work. And then whenever it got accepted, they merged it with biology, and now they're trying to mesh these two things, right? And the nomenclature is kind of clashing between, you know, evolution theory, biology, and taxonomy. The nomenclature, the words are not are going across. It's not working in all fields, and it's creating an issue. So evolutionary theory did move taxonomy past simple descriptive sorting to identify deeper aspects of the natural world. So evolutionary theory did help us. It helped us, and it brought us into the natural world. However, it still does not offer a clear-cut method for the identification of natural kinds or clarity whether they even exist. Did you check that out? Evolutionary theory, it does give us a working model, but the definitions are not clear. Let's do that again. Evolutionary theory did move taxonomy past simple descriptives sorting to identify. Evolutionary theory did move taxonomy past simple descriptive sorting to identify a deeper aspect of the natural world. However, it still does not offer a clear-cut method for the identification of natural kinds or clarify whether they even exist. So he posed that, the evolution and the descent of man, through evolution, he posed those, but he didn't give the terms. He didn't qualify. So that's why it's still necessarily a theory. You feel me? Because it's a working model. It works and it's got us this far, but the terms are not clear. The realism nominalism debate remains unresolved in the philosophy of biology today, meaning that for 500 years, scholars have not reached a consensus as to the goal of biological classification. Is it to identify metaphysically real categories, constructs, groupings that are dependent on the human mind, nominal, but easily understood and thus functional? So what they have come to understand is that these things are arbitrary, right? And the units that we using to describe the people, humans, can be described in different ways and still be valid, because there's actually 26 different taxonomic systems across the world that people are using, and it's sufficient for them. The Western world has their own. So we just got to get more clear about it in order to really know what we're talking about and not just be doing some intellectual masturbation, because at this point, it's kind of such, I mean, it's helpful and we are moving, but at the same time, it's not really clear enough for us to be debating. You know what I mean? Because how can you debate things when you don't even have a definition of what certain things are, which is just really silly. So once you realize that, you'll know that, we kind of got to slow down and get back to the basics. I would encourage you guys to look for to check out the species problem. It's actually the oldest question in biology is the species problem, right? And how do we define different species and how we qualify on these things? And once you realize that, we just skip past the step one. We just jump past it and just jumped off in the model and was like, yeah, this is a good model. It works, which it does. But there's still some things that are not clear. I'm finna drop it in the backtrack for you. We can go over a few other things in here too, man. It's actually a great.
I'm
gonna
read
article.
that. I'll read that. But I ain't gonna half step like that. I'm not diving nowhere. I'm gonna look at, me, yo. You know how I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make sure I'm prepared for a conversation like this. You know what I'm saying? So we right here, yo. The Natural History Museum. Y'all know how to natural. And they asked the question. Look, here's the question. Look, are Neanderthals the same species as us? This is a good read, man. Now watch this. The Museum of Human Evolution expert, Professor Chris Stringer, who has been studying Neanderthals and early modern humans for about 50 years, tackled the big question on whether we belong to the same species. See, James was trying to just take that and run with it. And then he was trying to run in the other direction, because let's just say they was the same species, then it wouldn't matter. Now, what?
But hold on, let me ask you this: are Neanderthals right now the same species in taxonomy right now? Are they humans now? Or are they classified as a separate species? Because I didn't do that. Science did that.
No, they're humans.
Hold on.
Humans is not
different species.
No, listen to what I'm saying. They're in the genus Homo.
Yes.
But they are not Homo sapiens. They are not Homo sapiens.
Yes, they're different species.
They are Homo sapiens. They're not Homo sapiens sapien.
Wait a minute. Slow down.
Right. I wouldn't even. You doing a whole lot with that. I don't agree with you.
We're really trying to get some good understanding. We're not going to be able to.
Yeah, you trying to say they're subspecies, Gullah. You run it now. I ain't got time to argue with you, Gullah. I'm not going to do it. You trying to say they're subspecies, Gullah?
I know. But
right, and I'm saying the article right there saying they don't know. They're not saying that though, Gullah. So why introduce something that you can't do that?
That ain't what I'm saying. I said
you said it. I heard you, bro.
No, listen. I said they are still Homo sapiens. They're not Homo sapiens sapiens.
So they are.
We don't even use it. We don't even gotta say that. We can just say that's confusion though, Gullah.
Well, you could use
Homo sapiens sapien is his own thing. That's us. Homo
that's what I'm
sapien
saying.
sapien is
Right.
us. Homo sapien is the bigger, like the bigger.
No, man, they don't even say that. That's why I say you always do that.
Wait a
yo.
minute. At
They
once
do
upon a
say
time,
it,
hold
Oh,
on, slow
man,
down.
they
But
don't.
they
At once
put
upon a
two
I
time,
sapiens
can't
on.
do it. No.
hold on, this is what we got to understand. Once upon a time, everybody was Homo sapiens, right?
Jesus Christ. So see what you did, Gullah? I had them. Now you threw
No,
some
you
other
didn't.
shit in there.
But,
Nah, just don't even say that shit, bro.
I'm just
You don't
asking
run
you a
around here and
question.
say Homo sapiens
See
sapiens.
what you
They
did.
Just
are.
say Homo
I mean, what, so
sapiens.
you
Y'all
want
didn't
Gullah
leave
to
it that.
lie? Hold on, what you want Gullah to lie? That's what
No,
you
I
saying?
want Gullah to be. Come on, yo. I can pull up the Wikipedia. Come on, I'm not. You know
So
what?
that's what's going on. Gullah
I'll
got to
save
lie.
another show. Hey, Gullah, go get all your evidence, yo. Don't play with me, yo. Go play with them with all that. I'm not the one, yo.
That's the oldest.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Homo sapiens.
Nah,
Y'all
we ain't
heard it
doing that.
live and direct.
We ain't doing that.
It's the difference between Homo sapiens sapien and just
Nah, we
Homo
ain't doing that.
sapien.
No, we
Homo
ain't
Yes,
doing
it
that.
sapiens
is.
sapien
In the
comes from
Nah,
taxonomy, yes.
we ain't doing
That's
that.
evolution.
Neanderthal,
we ain't doing that.
That's
No,
all
that man
evolution.
asked
They
a
evolved
question.
into Neanderthal.
No, that man asked a question. Check this out. That man asked you a question. You threw some new shit in the thing.
No, I
That ain't
didn't,
what he
bro.
asked you. His
Get
question
out of
was,
here. This
was
is
Homo
crazy.
Neanderthal a homo? A Homo
Yeah.
sapien? I say no.
He is
Listen,
a
They
Homo
not a
sapien.
Homo sapiens. They in a homogeneous family. They're different species.
they
You
are
doing
not.
but other Homo sapiens say, come on, how
Listen,
did that have
listen,
anything to
listen,
do with
listen.
that, Gullah? You got to introduce that later on. You cannot mix up high level shit like that, yo.
But if you listen,
You can't do it, Gullah.
but let me ask you this.
No, don't ask me
Hold up,
nothing.
is Homo
No, man.
Neanderthal?
I think y'all do that
But
shit
you don't
on
want to
purpose,
answer
yo.
question.
I
Is
think
Homo
everybody comes with a
Neanderthal extinct
narrative
or not?
that they just want to play, yo. That's wild to me, yo. I'm
Is
gonna do
Homo
this and I'm gonna shut up.
Neanderthal
Hey, Gullah, go
extinct or
get that
not?
sauce. I'm waiting, yo.
Huh?
I got time for this one though, Gullah. Go get that. Seriously, yo.
Man, that's
We right
easy.
here.
Go
I ain't listening to you
put it
right
up,
now. I'm
Gullah.
dealing with
See, you
Gullah.
think it's a joke.
Nah, it ain't a joke. It's just right
You
here. Look,
believe in evolution now. You don't
look,
want to believe
check
in
this out,
evolution.
yo. Listen.
How you
Homo
think they evolved from
sapiens.
Neanderthal,
Listen,
dog?
Homo sapiens. They ain't doing that. Here go the taxonomy right here. Scientific classification, right? Homo sapiens.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Where Homo Neanderthal at?
Bonomo name. Look, Homo sapiens. I don't
Where's
know what
Homo
you're talking about.
Neanderthal in the
If I pull up the
taxonomy?
Homo, here you go. Look, I'm gonna put Homo Neanderthal. Look,
Where is that?
oh
Man,
man.
you got them words. I can't see it, huh?
I know. Hold on, yo.
But that's not gonna be. There's no such thing as Homo sapien Neanderthal.
What?
There's no such thing as that. Homo Neanderthal went extinct.
Man,
They
listen.
just found
Look,
Neanderthal.
I'm just making a point here. It's the genius Homo. Okay? This is Neanderthal. Look, Neanderthal.
Yes.
Okay.
But they are extinct, right?
Yeah, they not around no more. They just in the genes. But look.
But hold on. When did they find
that
out?
video, the lady don't like to say that.
When did they find out they was in the genes?
What you talking about? When they found those finds in Israel, then they found some finds in Asia.
I'm talking about the date.
The date is on the scientific article I had right there. But I just want to make the audience, when I'm saying out my mouth. See, everybody always like to throw the extra shit in. This is what I'm saying out my mouth, and I'm gonna stay there. The species.
Deal with the science. Deal with the chronology of the science. I mean, that would be better, right?
The species.
In 2010, they found the
Hold
Neanderthal.
on, bro. I'm just making everybody clear. This is Neanderthal. The species is Homo neanderthalis.
Mm-hmm. It's not Homo sapien Neanderthalis.
All right,
no
right here. There you go. Look. Then Gullah, you can come with what you want to come with. This is where I'm at.
Yeah.
The species,
Homo
sapiens,
is an extinct species.
It's the same genius. They're in the genus Homo.
Yeah, and it's genius Homo, yes.
All right.
But they're an extinct species, right?
They say they don't like to use that word extinct. They might die. They just amalgamate inside the genes.
They are extinct, huh?
Nah, they trying. Did you listen to the thing you said? You played, dog?
What are you talking about?
Did you understand what they were saying? That they want to change it. They want to say it's not that they just disappeared, right? They just say they got absorbed into the genes.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like it might have been.
They didn't know that, and so now with them having that information, they didn't already change the taxonomy. They're saying that maybe we need to change the taxonomy to what Gullah just said, because they found.
Nope. See,
Listen,
Gullah didn't say that.
I'm just telling you.
Say that.
Hold on, just
Gullah
chill.
didn't say that.
I'm just
See,
telling you.
Gullah said something. I don't even know why Gullah said that. Gullah, why'd you say that, Gullah?
Listen,
I have no idea why Gullah said that.
Okay, I
Gullah,
know
why'd
you
you
don't.
say that,
Okay,
Gullah?
okay, that's chill. That's cool. You don't. But what I'm saying is
No,
now,
Gullah, why'd you say that, Gullah?
Because
No,
he
that's
knows
the way,
what
that's
the
the way
next
I was
step
taught
is
it,
to
bro.
it.
Like Homo sapien is modern human, but Homo sapiens like Neanderthal, Denisova, and the rest of them. Like Homo sapien, when you put the extra sapien on, it's distinct in that it's modern human.
Yes.
Yo, we waiting for the sword. You got it? You gonna put it in the back chat?
But hold on, they haven't done it yet, huh?
Nah,
That's what.
No, that's done.
You think it's already done?
What Gullah just said is already done.
Right, they been said that, but you can mix it all, but you don't got.
Now I
Man,
feel
y'all
what
know.
I'm
See,
saying.
man, why y'all keep doing this, man?
Okay, now
why
what
y'all
Gullah
just
saying?
say,
Because I didn't
man?
know he went that far.
Y'all just play too much, yo. He ain't even saying what you saying.
I didn't go that far. I'm just saying I didn't know Gullah went that far. I'm just telling you
That's not what Gullah mean, man. That's why I'm saying, Gullah, you gotta know when to say something, yo.
But hold on, what
Damn.
I'm saying is they based on what that video was that due diligence showed us, he shared with us that that's what the conversation was. Now that they found this new DNA, they're thinking about a new hypothesis, a new narrative, a new theory, a new model of the outer Africa theory. That's what they was doing. They were just thinking about, okay, with this new information, what do we do with it? That's all they were pondering. That's what I tried to share with y'all, but y'all think I'm crazy.
No, that's not. No, it's not.
Now,
No, it's not. No, come on, y'all. I'm not that crazy, yo.
What they changing? I'm you now. What are they trying to change? Out of Africa, what? What are she said? The out of Africa. Something is changing with the out of Africa.
I'm not saying what you're saying, James, but I got the source of the change.
I'm not saying you is. You just said that they're in the taxonomy that they're Homo sapien Neanderthal. That's what you said. I got that. I didn't say that.
Like in the Homo family.
They're Homo sapiens too. They just not a Homo sapien. That's what I said.
Yeah, you correct. But they haven't did that in the taxonomy that I know.
This one I'm not doing. Look, I'm
not
doing.
Look, I don't know.
Look, here you go. Here you go. Listen. Come on, man. Let me say this. Listen. Let me let somebody in. I'm gonna read this, and I'm getting off this motherfucker. All right, here go the source right here. That's what we doing. We coming to you, Britannica, right? All right. It says, listen closely. Homo sapiens sapiens in anthropology and paleontology, it says the subspecies of Homo sapiens that consist of the only living members of the genus Homo, modern human beings. Traditionally, this subspecies designation was used by paleontologists and anthropologists to separate modern human beings from more archaic members of the Homo sapiens, like Homo adultu. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I don't know how the hell y'all learned it. I took the damn classes. Nobody says what y'all dudes are saying. That go for Gullah. I don't know what you're talking about, Gullah, because this Encyclopedia Britannica is not saying that. I don't know why you mix it with him. He think he got something. He doesn't.
Hold on, Gullah said, hold on. Do not put me with Gullah, man. I didn't say that.
I'm gonna put you with Gullah because Gullah was playing, man. Y'all gotta stop playing, man. So yes, so Gullah wasn't wrong when they say Homo sapiens sapiens. He wasn't wrong, but you mixed it in a conversation that didn't need to be said, yo. That's my point. It confused every goddamn body. I was like,
just
what?
told the truth.
Now, how did you see that? See, you did it, Gullah. Hey, Gullah, I'm blaming you, bro. I'm blaming you, Gullah.
He did. I'm saying, man, he slipped up and told the truth, man. I mean, what did he do?
I'm done, yo.
I don't know what your truth is. I don't know what your truth is, though, James.
I'm done, yo. I'm just done, yo.
We on agreement. I mean, I agree with what you said. You said that in the
James, you been
playing,
look, Black, look, hey, yo, look, Black Alchemy say, he said, we don't know what you reading, bro. You got the watermark going.
Look, they're going to change it to Homo sapien Neanderthal based on that new DNA that they found. That's all Gullah said, and I agree.
No, Gullah.
But
that ain't what he was talking about that, yo.
Huh?
No, he wasn't saying that, yo.
That is what Gulla's saying.
He was not trying to say that, yo. He
Man,
wasn't saying
tell
that
him what you're trying to say,
was going to end
Gullah.
up being Homo
Nobody
sapien.
cares. Nobody cares.
Don't tell him,
what.
Gullah.
Hey, Gullah, you get what I'm saying, Gullah? Look,
Be an
see?
artist.
Scam
Nobody
artist.
cares what
I
any
see how you
person
flipping it. I see
on
how you
this
See how you
panel.
doing that, yo? See?
Oh, you
No,
good.
nobody
Yeah, when
cares what any person on this panel has to say. The only thing we care is what the sources say, what the experts say. Let's get that clear. And James, I hopped on here because I wanted to clear some things up. First of all, I would love for you to provide me a source where you say that they interchange the words narrative, theory, hypothesis, and I think one more word you use. So if you have a source to show me where they interchangeably use that terms or those terms, I will be happy if you can provide that for us. And secondly, I want to reiterate and clear it up for you one more time. Dr. Rebecca Ackerman is she's a biological anthropologist from the university in South Africa, which I highly doubt you even know that much about her. But the source of the video, she was the lady speaking with the curly hair that made the statements, if I can almost quote her, where the out of Africa narrative is demolished. Then, as she continued to speak, she spoke on the readvisement or the restructuring of a unidirectional model that's been used versus one that needs to reflect on new data and information and evidence that they have now. None of that has anything to do with the theory. A model and a theory, when you look it up, some definitions will tell you they're quote unquote the same. Others will specify that they're similar, but a model takes a very specific portion of a theory, and it is also a explanation or somewhat of a visual. Okay, that is the difference between a model and a theory. So
Thank you, Juju.
Correct.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me share my
hey,
screen. Hold on. I mean, she asked for a source, so
hey,
let me go and get. Hold
James,
on.
hold
Hey,
on
let me
though.
say this.
Oh,
Real
y'all
quick.
wanted a source, so let me.
Be long, bro. I'm
Oh, that's crazy. So now I can't share the source.
finna
Yeah,
be
you
real
gonna share
short.
it,
You finna be super long, bro.
No,
All
I'm
I'm saying,
not. I'm finna just share
hey,
the source so
if you
she
look,
can get
if you
it.
look up,
Let
if
me
you
share
look
my
up,
screen real quick.
let's say this, bro, real quick. If you look up on Wiki, you look up Neanderthal. They do some sources still say Homo neanderthalis, but they also say Homo sapien Neanderthal. That's why I say they are still Homo sapien. They're not Homo sapien sapien. They Homo sapien Neanderthals.
But so why would they use a different?
Has
Just like
nothing
they
to
say
do
Homo
with white
sapien.
people
Hold on.
turning to Neanderthal.
I'm asking. Why I can't ask the question? Why are they using a difference?
I don't know what you're talking about, James.
Because they two
Never knew.
That's real simple.
different
One of them is named Homo
subspecies,
sapiens.
bro.
Hold on. One of them is named Homo sapiens sapien, and then one of them is named Homo sapien Neanderthal. So I'm asking, why are they changing those last two words? Why?
I don't know, bro.
Two different subspecies of
That's a shame if you
human,
don't
bro.
know.
Two different subspecies of Homo sapien.
Exactly, Gullah. Thank you for being honest.
Hey James, did you understand what you just
Yeah,
said?
did you put that in the back chat though?
Hold on. I don't have to understand what you said. I was trying to provide the source for it, but y'all won't let me for some reason.
Please let me provide that source.
I don't know
I
how
would love
James
to
is
see
what
where
I'm
they
saying.
use those words interchangeably,
Can
because
I
a
share the
theory
source or
is
no?
not a narrative, is not a, what else did you use?
Model.
Use four different words.
Okay. So
I don't think
Model,
model was one of
can you
them.
see my
And
screen?
model,
I just shared.
hypothesis,
Hold
theory.
oh
on.
yeah, he did
Hold on,
say
I
that.
just shared
Model,
my screen. Can you
hypothesis,
see this?
theory,
Your screen
narrative.
ain't up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to share my screen. Can y'all see that?
James, you just don't
She
get it.
asked for a source. I mean, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all not gonna let me share the source or no?
It is shared.
Okay, now
what you
look.
looking at?
Only thing you gotta do, Juju, you see how simple this
You
is?
said the out of Africa hypothesis.
No, look. At the top where the search is, When you
really, is that how you do?
That's
James,
not a source.
Man, why y'all not
James.
gonna let me talk?
That is
Hold
not
on,
a
I'm talking.
That's not fair, James.
Yes,
James,
it is fair. Because when you type, hold on,
right,
when you type in out of Africa narrative,
no.
this
Are
is
you
what.
serious, James?
Oh
Are
man,
you kidding me right now?
look and watch this. Look, bro. I know y'all
this
gonna
is what
feel
Bobby.
it. Hold
This
up,
is
right
what
here it
he's
says.
doing.
Listen,
This is
it
what
says
he's done,
revisiting
Bobby.
the out of
He
Africa
types
theory.
narrative
So you don't want to see this.
into the search
So
bar,
I share a
and
source and y'all
because
won't let me
it
talk.
Yes,
takes it
click
out of
that. Yes,
Africa
click that.
theory,
Why
Click
y'all
he
that,
won't
bro.
let me
states that
talk?
is proof.
Yes, click it. Go ahead.
And that's not
It
proof.
still say that.
I put
that
that
It
source
says,
that you
listen, it says
fast forward to in the
revisiting
back
the
chat.
out of
I
Africa
know.
theory.
Click the damn
New
article, yo,
narrative.
so we can read it, James. Why are you playing?
Because
Click
y'all keep talking.
No, just click it though, bro. We're not trying to jump.
But
Click
hold
it. I
on,
dare
no,
you click it.
before I
Look at me.
keep
Not
going,
gonna
I'm gonna
click
show
it.
y'all.
That don't mean theory and narrative the same. They saying it's a new theory and a new narrative to the theory, dude.
Right. I don't know what to say.
Man, see y'all keep changing the goal.
No, why don't you
Every
just
time y'all
click it
ask
though,
for
James?
something, now
All
it's
right,
gonna
James. I'm
miss
gonna give you
something else.
that,
I'm
James.
done. Because see, this
That,
why
look,
I don't
you see
keep.
how quick he snatched.
Y'all don't want to learn.
James,
Y'all
put it
keep
back up,
doing
please.
it. Every time y'all ask for
You
a
right.
source,
You right,
I
James. Put it
source
back
up.
up there. You
Then
right,
then
James.
it's something else about the source that
You
I
right.
gotta
No, you right,
change
James.
for me to be right. Why y'all keep doing that?
You right, James. You right. Put it back up, yo.
That's not right.
I know. Put it
So
back up there.
no. I just showed her the source. Now y'all arguing about the source.
No, you're right, James.
Like, so what's going on?
Too late.
That
I
ain't
got
what
you,
I'm
boy.
saying.
I got you, boy. Ladies
You
and
got
gentlemen,
who?
I'm gonna do what he say. He say, put that in there, right?
One thing,
Okay,
put
we
in
did it.
out of Africa narrative. It's gonna be all of the everything
We
that
did,
y'all
yo.
talking about is
Look.
going
Out
to
of
pop out.
Africa. Look,
Theory,
okay. We gonna come to this one. We say,
hypothesis.
James, click it. We say, click it,
Share
James.
your
When
screen,
he
huh?
tried to run. We're gonna click it,
I'm
James.
not
We
running.
clicked
I'm
it.
right here. I'm just tired
Wow,
of
bro.
y'all
I bet
talking
you.
over
Look,
me.
James. Look.
Hey.
Look. Revisiting the Outer Africa theory. It says new narrative from genetic analysis.
See?
And okay, but look, they just showing you different. Look, bro.
It's the
Look, do
same
you want to
thing.
read it?
Y'all need to
Share
stop it.
your screen, huh?
Yeah, share it. So
I did
it's
share
saying
the
exactly
screen.
what
What
I'm
y'all
saying.
talking about?
Without that, within those sentences, you just said what I said.
No, James, nobody's saying what you're saying. I clicked that all because you didn't want to click, James.
Man, I clicked it already.
You didn't want to click.
I'm the
Look.
one who showed you the article. What's
Look.
wrong with you?
Italy developed, look,
Golly.
an
So I didn't show you
innovative
this. I didn't
method
show
of
you this
combining
just a
what?
second ago. I didn't just show you this a second
He
ago.
trying to read it. You
Can't
didn't
click.
read
You
it though,
gave him a damn
James.
skit. This
I
ain't a
did read it.
dumbass.
How the heck? Okay.
You ain't
Let me
click
do
on
that.
it.
Hey, James, you
What
couldn't
kind of
even.
article
James,
is this,
why would
though?
you do
How
that,
you
James?
think I got y'all to
Look.
here?
This
You
is
ain't
not even
click
an
on it.
article.
You ain't click on it, James.
So I didn't read this. Y'all know what I
Well,
read.
click on it, James. Look.
I didn't click on it because y'all keep talking.
So why you acting like you clicked on it, James?
I clicked on it before I even put it on the damn show.
No, you didn't. Stop
You gotta
lying.
be.
We say
Y'all
click
got to
it.
be the slowest
Researchers
people on the planet.
Talking about on the show.
Tina,
You talking about what
Italy
you
developed an innovative method by combining neutral networks and statistics. Using this newly developed method, they redefined the Outer Africa scenario. The researchers claim that the African dynamics around the time of the Outer Africa expansion are more complex than previously thought. Yeah,
based on the new DNA.
that whole video that you was talking about.
That's what they were talking about. The new DNA that they found makes them change.
Bro.
You don't want
Yes.
to hear that.
All right.
Hey,
Okay.
James.
I'm not
Because you
gonna keep doing
mischaracterizing
this.
Hold
everything.
on.
I don't know if you trying to play like you
We're not
this
gonna keep
crazy
doing
or
it,
not.
James. No, I'm not gonna do it, James.
Hey, check this out.
Doing.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Listen, James. Listen.
Don't need arguing no more.
Y'all playing like y'all don't
Hold on.
understand.
Yeah,
I know
right.
y'all
Right.
do.
Explained
You
it. She
You can't
explained it pretty
be.
good.
Y'all can't be this slow.
Can you listen for
I
a
don't
second?
believe it.
Can you
Yeah,
listen
you
for a
right.
second?
We run out of time.
James,
You done a good job, James.
I refuse.
Can you listen for a second, James?
They called you Piltdown James. That's what we're gonna call you now. Piltdown James.
Man, y'all playing. I thought we was
Ah,
really
where's
about
the
some
real
time
James
over here.
at,
Y'all
man?
playing. Y'all laughing and playing. This is square business.
Hey,
Yeah,
James.
man. You
And
James,
y'all act
you
like
don't get
this
it,
is a
James. Do
joke.
you, James?
Because
James.
I'm right. Y'all,
James.
this what
All right,
y'all
you
need
right,
to do.
James. You can
Man,
be
y'all
right.
need to just go and say,
You
yeah,
take your
James.
ball and go
You
home,
is
James.
right,
You're right.
James.
That's what
Just
you do,
go
James.
on and do that. Because
Hey,
I'm
James,
right.
I'm asking you a question, James.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
All right.
Yeah, this is a good point right here,
The
bro.
screen
Go ahead.
says out of Africa theory, right? New narrative. does that mean that there's no longer out of Africa theory?
No, listen, I'm not a scientist.
Answer the question.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not a
You gotta
scientist.
answer the
but what I'm
question,
saying
James.
is based on the
You don't want to answer the question.
See, how am I going to answer a question if everybody's answering my question?
You said you're not a scientist.
Yeah, but I'm not. But what I'm saying is this. Based on this new DNA that they found in 2010, that is why they're hypothesizing maybe it needs to be a change in the taxonomy. Y'all got to understand that. I'm not talking like in Ngozi where I'm talking regular
answering the
English.
question.
Okay, that's
though,
fine.
James.
Change to what though, James? We listening.
Theory, James. That's the question, James.
You say what now?
Is it still out of Africa theory, James?
Well, based on what the lady said, that it needs to be demolished.
No, she didn't
I don't know
say
what that meant.
bro.
I don't know what she meant by that. But
Ladies
she's not the hold up. She's not the only one that's saying that.
James, I read it. I read the article.
Nobody on that panel that when she said that said, "No, you tripping."
James,
did you notice that?
Nobody
on the panel
because they understood what she was talking. I read the
and
thing
I understand
to you,
too, because based on
James, you know I just posted a scientific article before you came saying that exact same thing and saying yes, but the out of Africa theory is still there. I just want you to know that, bro.
Okay, now you
so they wasn't talking about like you think, James. I showed it already. Maybe you just didn't get it.
They're talking about the DNA that they found. That's all.
You understand? You understand what the words "in addition to" means, bro?
I know, yo.
How can you have in addition if you don't know something's there?
Exactly. Damn, James. Damn.
Man, I'm through.
You are.
No, you so backwards. You don't even understand what I just said.
No, you don't understand what you
You
just.
don't understand that I understand that. Why? That's why I said that. You think I'm saying something that I don't understand? You think I can't comprehend what's coming out of my mouth?
You ain't comprehend what I asked you.
No, you're not comprehending what I'm saying. That's what that is. Don't try to flip it back around on me and act like I don't understand what I'm saying.
I asked you a simple question, man.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
you
did.
said you flipped around and said like, "Oh, I got you."
Hey,
but see, I ain't playing though. Y'all over here playing.
Heard me ask you one simple question. Everybody in the chat heard me ask you that simple.
Okay,
question.
What was the question?
Oh, now you got to ask me the question back. Wow. Wow.
I'm waiting.
Oh, you really want it? Is there still an out of Africa theory, James?
And I just told you, based on new information that they have, they are hypothesizing a change. That's what it is. It's only based on the new information. Nothing else changed but new information. What is the new information that's changing? The new DNA that they found in all non-Africans at a high percent between 1% and 4%. They did not know it existed before 2010. It's just that simple. I'm not speaking in Chinese, African language. I'm speaking in plain English, which y'all can all understand. I'm not confused with what I'm saying. Y'all are confused in what I'm saying. I'm not even talking like Ngozi. I can't even understand what Ngozi's saying. Y'all should be able to comprehend what I'm saying, bro.
The narrative of the out of Africa theory is changing because it was linear back in the day, but now they are putting in more data as far as the theory of the out of Africa theory is not just one group just leaving. It can multiple ways. Some of them came back and then left again. So that's the new narrative, because it used to be pitched that it was just linear, that they left from Africa and then went to this place, and then another group went to that place, but it's really back and forth drift. That's the narrative that's becoming, according to the data that they was trying to put in everybody's face.
Somebody
James,
read.
you are saying that the whole thing is changed.
Thank you, dude.
That ain't what you be saying, though, James.
That is exactly what I'm
James?
saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, well, nobody will argue with that, James. So how's that exactly what you're saying?
This
Nobody will argue with
you talking about, dude. How come Africans don't have the 2% that everybody else?
Now
got?
you just messing all up.
No, let me and Dude talking now. Watch this. I'm gonna ask Dude a question. How come the Africans don't have 2% like the North Africans have, and the rest of the people outside of North Africa? Answer that question. Why do sub-Saharan Africans?
You right, yo.
Not
Good
have
job,
it?
bro.
That's what the scientists are telling me.
Bro.
That is it. It's as simple as that.
I don't
understand why y'all
next
mad about that.
James, show that source. Please show that source, because you saying science is saying that.
I'm finna show it right now. Watch
Please
this.
show that.
See, y'all ask for sources. I'm
That's
finna show you right now. It's not even finna take that long.
So
Hey,
this
James,
is the
you
reason,
know,
because
you know
I
what
don't agree with your
Y'all ain't
reason why
showed
they
the
changed
source yet to match up with what he's saying, yo.
No,
Exactly.
but,
I'm finna
but
show
you know
you
what
Whole
right
Killer
night.
now.
Monk,
Maybe you can finally get one.
you know what Killer Monk, that when you pulled up Homo sapiens,
Yep.
that's what killed him, because he don't understand that 160,000 to 90,000 years ago that happened. They evolved to Homo sapiens.
Yeah, yeah,
He
and they
don't
and,
understand that.
they go back and forth with the Homo sapien Neanderthalers, or they sometimes they call it Homo Neanderthals, or just say Homo sapien Neanderthal, because they're not really
not clear.
Clear. They don't know if it's a subspecies yet. They trying to figure it out. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
they're trying to figure it out,
Hey,
but he
said
don't
that for
understand
15
that.
years already.
He don't understand none of that, bro. So I don't know
I
why he
don't
come up
understand.
here.
It's crazy.
You,
Hold
you
on,
sure
bam.
don't.
Hold on. Y'all say I don't understand. So now, I
They say
want
the
y'all to
same thing. They
listen
say
to
the
the
same thing
person.
about
Hold
Dina
on.
Soul. It could be a subspecies of just Homo sapiens.
Yes, you're correct, Gunnar. Now hold on. Y'all say I don't understand this, right?
Yeah, what you got
This
there,
is the
buddy?
person who discovered the damn Neanderthal DNA. This is Avante Pablo, right?
Man, we don't just say what it
Y'all.
say
So
that
now
you
y'all
say.
don't want to see the source.
Pull it up, man, and stop talking.
You talking about the
Okay, so
person
hold
that
on. So
found it. We
bam.
want to
So I'm
see
finna now
what.
look. Hold on. He's starting right here at the 500,000 year mark, right? 500,000 BC, 500,000 years ago. See this little right here? You see this question mark? Now watch when I play this. Watch.
Go leave
Oh
Africa.
my goodness.
And in Western Eurasia, they evolved to what we call Neanderthals. And in Eastern Eurasia, to what we call Denisovans.
So right here, he's
Hold
saying,
on.
okay, go ahead.
We heard him.
So he said that 500,000 years ago, they left out of
Right.
Africa. One
Okay,
evolved
we
to
with 'em.
Neanderthal, right? And one evolved to Denisovan.
They
Okay.
who?
Just let it
The,
go.
the, the
Please
Homo erectus or Homo habiligandus that came out. Now, see,
He
now,
didn't
this
say
is what
that.
huh?
He didn't say none of that. He said Neanderthal and then it's over. You must didn't play it
Hold
back.
on, man. So what golly.
Just get to the point, James.
You can't be serious.
James,
I didn't hear that. Yo, I want to hear. I didn't hear
We
that.
looking for the 2%.
Okay, slow down because I gotta go slow because I want
yes,
y'all
you
to
do
get
got to
this.
go slow because
Because
your
Unc
video
don't know
starts.
Unc don't know what came out, so we got to figure that out
Yeah,
first.
but your video
Well,
starts
he didn't say that.
1,000
It
years
didn't
ago.
He didn't
say
say
that.
that, James.
Okay, but hold on. I assumed I thought we was all scientifically literate here. We know that at
Can't
the
assume it's
500,000
science.
mark, hold on, that either it's Homo habiligandus or it's Homo erectus that left out of Africa. You know that, Quit
We
playing
with
with
you.
me.
We with you.
We with you. Keep going.
Quit playing with me, I know you know this.
Keep going.
So what he's saying at this 500,000 year mark,
Is it gonna say something about the 2%?
hold on. We ain't got there yet, dude. Chill.
My
He's
bad.
saying
My
at the
bad.
500,000 year mark, the Homo erectus or Homo habiligandus, whichever one you choose, left out of Africa, and this is northwest Eurasia, they turned into Neanderthal. In northeast Eurasia, they turned into Denisovan. Okay, so we clear right here?
We clear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch what he says next.
And we don't quite know where the border between these groups were. It varied over time. But for example, in southern Siberia, there have been Denisovans at some times and Neanderthals at other times. And sometimes you can even show that they have met because they have also mixed with each other and had children together.
So he's saying that they can, with the technology that they have, that they can tell if the Denisovans and the Neanderthals mixed based on their offspring. That's what he just said. Now we at the 50,000 year mark, right? You see that?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Then modern humans evolved in Africa, as we said. And
so he just said, then modern humans evolved in Africa and came out. And guess who they met?
Start spreading out of Africa 50, 70,000 years ago, and they then meet first Neanderthals in the Near East and mixed with them early on. They continue to spread, and we are learning now that they mixed several times with Neanderthals. And in the East, they meet the Denisovans, mix with them, Also, several times, there are several populations of Denisovans that we can detect that have contributed. For example, different Denisovan populations have contributed in Japan and in Papua New Guinea to present.
So what he's saying is there are different type of Denisovans, and there's different types. 3 different types of Neanderthals, and there's 2 different types of Denisovans, and they can tell based on the DNA in these people today.
He said it contributed to modern
Then
humans.
modern humans.
Yes, okay.
Spread to many other parts of the world, and these earlier forms of humans disappear, but they live on a little bit, so to say, in this 1 to 2% Neanderthal contribution to non-Africans, and up to another 5% or so in Oceania.
So now you see this map.
Yeah.
He's saying outside of Africa,
we agree.
Everybody has this percentage of Neanderthal DNA in Northwest Eurasia, and then they have more Denisovan DNA in North and Southern Eurasia, right? But if you look right here, you still see the question mark of Africa. They don't have it at that percentage of clip. No matter the admixture, once you start to get into the Ethiopian looking type, it's going to be 0.3%. That's what I'm telling you. You can see phenotypical differences. So these people have, even in North Africa, going all the way across here to Morocco, they all have 2% Neanderthal DNA, 1 to 2%, all the way across to Morocco. That's how you know that they are non-African, because they have non-African DNA.
No, that's not why they call them non-African, brother.
Okay,
no.
So what is non-African DNA,
No, hold on, you asked me the question.
Okay, well, hold on, but let me let them finish it. Hold on, let me let them finish this, and then I'm gonna stop it. Okay.
From Denisovans. You may ask, are Africans then different in that they lack this sort of older component in the genome? I think that's probably not the case. We have no ancient genomes yet from Africa, but there are some hints already that when modern humans spread across Africa, they probably also met other forms there and mixed with them, and I think we will learn.
So they talking about Naledi and that ghost population. But see, even if you're talking about that, it's going to encompass inside of the continent. So it's going to all be African DNA. That's all I've been saying.
What are you?
Okay, let me stop again.
Hold on.
Anything, but do you know what?
Hold on.
Hold
All right, yo, we cool.
Stop. Stick a pin. Stick
Do you know what indigenous means?
Stick a pin, James.
We're all over the place, James.
Okay. Let me stop. Let me stop it. Y'all don't know what indigenous means.
No, why'd you play that video though?
I played that video to show y'all. Hold on, let me get back on my screen.
So
James,
the 2%
to show y'all how they did.
2%.
So
everybody outside of Africa. Now watch this.
So James, hold on.
Look at everybody they said had that 2%. Do they look like us?
James, hold on, no. James.
Are you serious, James?
James, the modern human that evolved in Africa went out there, right? And absorbed this Neanderthalensis DNA and this Denisovan DNA, correct?
Yes, but not all of it. They still have percentages of it in them. It's not totally complete.
James,
they would be Homo sapiens too.
James,
so that's why
the question, James. Listen to the question, James.
It's not a complete. They thought it was complete, but it's not. They found it in 2010.
Question, James.
I'm answering the question, but you don't understand.
The modern human that evolved in Africa that went out and absorbed the Neanderthalensis DNA and the Denisovan DNA. Were they still modern Africans that were evolved in modern Africa? That evolved in Africa.
You laugh. I'm not answering ignorant questions. I don't even understand.
That's not an ignorant question.
That shit was so ignorant. I don't even know how to answer. That's what that was.
Ignorant, James.
Yes, it was. It was just total ignorance. You just put out of
you
your mouth.
just
It's crazy.
ignorant.
He called you Tony.
No. You talking to because you talking about was it modern? What is a Homo sapiens sapien?
We don't know. After talking,
Do you know what it is?
Now that's
he's so smart. Tell us what it is.
Now that's an ignorant question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what you just asked me.
No,
Yes, it
that ain't
is.
what I just asked you.
You asked me, was modern humans what left out of Africa? What is the Homo sapiens sapiens?
What did I ask
It's
you?
a modern human.
Oh, repeat the question I asked you, James. This is your
I'm not
listening
repeating no
comprehension right
ignorance,
here
man.
at work. This is your listening comprehension here at work.
You asked me about modern humans. I know what you asked me.
Oh man.
And I asked you
see
what was
that,
a modern human.
Yep.
Bro, do you see that?
Yep.
Do you see that?
Due
This is
diligence.
being
Do you see
recorded,
that, bro?
You can't sit
Oh
up
yes,
and try
it
to
is
flip up
recorded.
nothing that's being recorded.
Due
You asked
diligence.
me about
Do you
modern
see that,
humans.
bro?
What are you talking
I'm
about?
with you.
I'm done, bro.
I'm
done.
I'm done too.
You done. You've been done. We just
Man,
let you
y'all
done it up.
that's crazy. So I just showed y'all all that and y'all still arguing.
Yeah, but we all agree with that though, James.
That's what he don't see. He just don't agree with it.
And we've been never. It's when you start saying the weird stuff when you get off the rails.
So hold up. Okay, now since y'all agree now. So y'all
No,
agree that hold on.
James.
Watch this. Y'all say y'all
No,
agree.
James.
So y'all agree that North Africans are not African. Y'all agree with that?
Huh?
The people in North Africa right now, the people that's in from Morocco, the people that's in North Egypt, y'all saying that y'all agree that they're not Africans now. That's what y'all saying.
No, you got that from the video you showed?
That came from the video?
What this man talking about, bro?
Okay, so let me ask y'all this. Do people in North Africa look like the people in the Southern Africa?
Nope.
Why don't they look like that?
People in Southern Africa
Same reason they don't look like the same people in West
It's
Africa. Same way they don't look like people in Central Africa.
It is the genetics of the 2% that they have. I dare y'all to go type up the genetic. Watch this. Go type up the genetic difference between North and South Africa. Southern Africa. Y'all don't study enough. Y'all don't even know what's going on.
Didn't the
That's
video
what's
you
wrong
just
with y'all.
showed, bro? Didn't the video you
let me do
just
it for
showed?
y'all. Hold on. I'm up from the mute out. I'm gonna show y'all.
Yeah,
Watch it.
but
Watch
the
what's gonna pop
the
up.
video you just showed that, James, that the Africans was in Africa mixing with other. Bro, come on, man, are you lost?
Yeah, he lost, yo.
He lost. We don't study enough, but we got all the books though.
Yeah, we just looking at the books. We staring at the books.
Like you just keep showing the shit, and then the shit just going against what you saying, bro.
I know.
Like,
I cannot believe you
gotta
keep
stop
doing that. Yeah, that's a
that,
great
bro.
video. That's that man for the Max Planck Institute, yo. That's the man I showed on the video with my man Hawkins. Yeah, yo. What's up? What you got going on, bro? What's up? What's up, Piltdown, James?
Man.
Oh my, James, guys. Hey, James,
James,
I can't.
James Naletti. His name James Naletti.
Oh man, James, great. James, yo, let it
man.
go, bro. Some things,
Yeah,
let it go, yo. Let it go, bro.
Man, he need to get
showed
his
a man.
presentation, man.
That man never say none of the stuff he said. Yo, hey, you know, when Neanderthal mixed with when Homo sapiens mixed with Neanderthal, they became different. He didn't even say that, James. Here you go again. He's trying. Go ahead, yo.
Spin
Genetics
master.
and the history of what? So you saying they different? So you saying the Egyptians is different Africans? Yo, this kills your whole Egyptian argument, bro. For the record.
What's the one way to be African, James? I need to know.
Somebody tell that man, yo.
What are you talking about, James?
James, what you got, man? I'm gonna get us out of here, man. You killing us, bro. You killing us softly, yo. I cannot believe you killing us like this, James. So now you killing the Egyptians. No, stop. Now ain't gonna beat up the Egyptians, yo.
Leave
all gone mad, yo. He shooting wild in the
DNA.
wind, yo.
They got mostly E. They got mostly E markers.
Just smash that.
So E not indigenous to Africa, James?
James fighting hard as hell.
E3B indigenous to Africa, James?
Himself. That nigga say they're different species, yo. He really said that they changed from Neanderthal to white people and from Denisovan to Western Asians, yo. He really think that. And then he really think he's showing the sources that confirm that. No, you showing the sources that agree with us. You ain't showed the source yet to say Neanderthal turned into Homo sapien. White people, Homo sapien white people. You ain't showed the source yet to say that.
Can't show that. Don't exist.
Right. Where's that source at? That's what we waiting for, James. We agree with all that guy. You give great source, but they never say what you saying. And the whole everybody can hear you now.
Oh man,
everybody realize that James can't show it.
He hit us with the Man, he hit us with the sleight of hand because he started the video saying he was going to explain the 2% and then played 10 minutes of it and didn't expound on the 2% that make people different and said that dude was going to say that, and it never came. It switched to 3 other
Man, the
different
video
arguments.
started
I was waiting.
500,000 years ago.
Man, we ain't doing that, man.
500,000.
And then turned around and asked me, well, why do they have the 2% in them? I'm like, huh?
It's crazy to me, man.
It's past crazy. It was incredibly bananas. I mean, it's incredible, yo. He keep doing it. What you looking for, James? He gonna kill the Egyptians now.
Hold on, I'm trying to share my screen.
It was shared, James.
Why you take it down?
I didn't take it down. You took it down.
You were shared the whole time.
All right, so can y'all see that?
Yeah, James. Yes.
Okay, now hold on. Watch this. I'm fixing to scroll up. It says, hold on. Could y'all please mute out for just a second, please?
Yes, sir.
Be respectful. It says genetic history of North Africa. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stroll on down. It's just crazy that y'all don't know this, but anyway.
Hey, I'm sure I know about it. This and goes. I'm sure I know about it. But go ahead.
Okay, so it says, now watch this. It just keeps
help him out, Gozy.
Watch this. It says ancient DNA. It says, unlike sub-Saharan Africans, North Africans have a similar level of Neanderthal DNA to South Europeans and Western Eurasians, which is pre-Neolithic in origins. It says rather
pre-Neolithic.
Oh no, that's recent. Hold on, but it says anyway, rather than being
hold on. Do you know how old pre-Neolithic is, bro?
I know he wilded out. He can't.
It's not past Paleolithic.
It's not past Paleolithic.
Hold on, James. It's about time. Let's follow the gap. Listen, pre-Neolithic in North Africa. Think about what you said. Pre-Neolithic. It's pre-Neolithic in North Africa. That's before dynastic Egypt, which kills the super black Egypt argument. You know that, right?
Yeah, he just killed him. I told him he's about to kill himself.
No, this DNA gets here at 12,000 years ago.
Okay. Hold on. And then when is dynastic Egypt time period? 5,300 years ago.
Yeah, but hold on. You were talking about 23,000
years out the way.
No, we talking about what we talking about,
23,000 years. And this DNA is not in Africa. It only comes to North Africa at 12,000.
Killed the Egyptians, yo.
No, I haven't. I'm showing you that this is who they are.
Man,
they got the
you
2%.
Said
what I'm showing you is
white. You got white people.
They come in around 12,000 BCE or whatever, 12,000 years ago.
He gonna beat you up. Smash gonna beat you up.
Let me say
this, ladies. I'm interested in that article. I was reading.
We reached the moment that everybody stop. We reached the moment of clarity. James, you know what? I'm gonna take the water.
Now you finna play around again.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not. Yo, we appreciate you finally agreeing with Ngozi and them. You did it just now.
No, I'm not.
You know what you actually just did? Let me finish the point.
Arabs are Africans.
Now, I just want to finish the point. I want to finish the point since we've reached a moment of clarity now, James. After all of this, you go get the genetic history of North Africa. And then by mistake, you show us something. You say Neolithic. Everybody around here knowing the goddamn Neolithic period is. That before Egypt, nigga, 6,000 years, nigga. You got the Holocene, nigga, 10,000 Neolithic revolutions. Hold on. 6,000
BC. They indigenous to the land. What are you talking about?
Hey, no.
They talking about when they came.
James.
Hold on, wait.
What are you talking about?
James.
One at a time.
Slow down.
I'm just gonna say this.
No, I'm in the middle of talking. Just one at a time. You can go next and goes.
What I'm trying to say is, go ahead. Let
me finish. You just put Neanderthal people with Neanderthal genes in Egypt before the pre-dynastic time period.
That ain't See, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, and you just said that Neanderthal gave rise to white people, so you have officially put white people in North Africa because you said those Neanderthal genes make you white. You, James, did this. Where is Smash when we need him?
Hey, James,
I'm done.
Hey James, let me get one jab in right quick. Listen, it's an overhead rush, right? Here it is.
Kick it when he down. Kick it when he down.
Man.
Look, 12,000 years. Dynastic period in Egypt where means or Norman unified is 5,300 years ago. Then you got the Nakata period. These people was in there 12,000 BC. That's 14,000 years ago. So that means that in inception of Egypt civilization and development, early Eurasians was there. So you proved my point. Alhamdulillah. That's my dad.
Yeah. He talking about them. He talking about the Metroids, them early ancient North Africans.
Ain't got no help. They all
Man,
over the place.
That's all cute, but you're not understanding that they're talking about at a 12,000 year.
Read it again.
Point. They're not talking about no 23,000.
There it goes, right there.
They don't identify Neanderthal DNA.
It say from before 12,000 years ago, James.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. They don't identify no Neanderthal DNA coming into Africa in no 23,000 years.
And unlike sub-Saharan Africans,
that's what I'm talking about.
Hold on.
I'm not talking about. Hold on. Because see, y'all laughing and
James, have you ever heard of the Mosatorian culture or the
man? Hold on now. Let me get my point out.
Man.
This is what I'm talking about.
See,
because y'all misconstruing the whole argument. The argument
says sub-Saharan Africans, North Africans have a similar level of Neanderthal
DNA that's there now. They was not there no 12,000 years ago.
Yo. It says, unlike sub-Saharan Africans, North Africans have a similar level of Neanderthal DNA, right, to Southern Europeans and Western Asians, which pre-Neolithic in origin. That's pre-6,000 years ago, bro.
So if that's the case,
you said it.
Okay, watch this. Let me show you this. If that's the case, then why they didn't find it in the person in Ethiopia? Why they didn't find no Neanderthal DNA in them when they tested?
Okay.
Why they didn't find none? Okay. And that's right there in the Levant. They use that measurement to find out when the DNA gets there.
Not a problem, James.
James, I think you need to read.
So am I lying, Gozy? Is that not the reason why they do that?
You say what? What you said? I missed it.
So the cave that they found the skeletons off in Ethiopia, they found and they tested it. They said they didn't have any Neanderthal DNA. Why did they use the Neanderthal as a standard to find out where it was at?
You talking about with Motor Boy? No, Motor Boy. They found out that Motor Boy represented a remnant of something that didn't receive a lot of the back migration from Eurasians. That's in one portion of East Africa. North Africa is a whole different story.
That's what I'm saying. Just like it is today.
No.
It's a different story today. Just like it's always.
Hold on. You want to be talk. Africa is diverse. We're not talking about a state. We're not talking about a city. We're not talking about a block. We're not talking about. We're talking about countries. 54 countries on a big ass continent with different ecosystems, different zoo types. So East Africa went through its own phase of changes compared to North Africa. North Africa been had Eurasians going backwards and forward in there. First of all, Eurasians shifted from ancient North Africans out of Africa. When you study the Assyrians that went east.
Okay, now watch this. Okay, watch this, Ngozi. So why do they use the modern population of Ethiopians to test to see when did it get in there? Why do they do that?
Okay, let's talk about Ethiopia. Ethiopia has a unique signature and a distinct phase of back migration compared to North Africa. North Africa had that shit coming back in as early as 23,000 years ago. MTD.
Okay, now hold on.
I want to finish. I want to finish what I'm saying.
I ain't never heard Ngozi get that problem.
mtDNA U6. This lady, these women, crossed through Near East, and you find it's called Dizazana cave near the Caucasus. They crossed back into North Africa 23,000 years ago. U6 been there that long, right?
Okay, stop.
Hold on. No.
Do they have any Neanderthal admixture?
Yes, they did, because in Ibero-Maurusian.
Prove
let me finish. I'm trying to explain it.
I want you to prove it to me.
If you go to the
screen, James.
If you go to the Nigeria, if you go to the Yoruba, type up Yoruba on Wiki, and then go to their genetics. 12.5% of the Yoruba genetics.
But it's right there on the screen.
12.5% of the Yoruba genetics goes back to the Tufferic group. And that 0.3% of that, that's different from the ghost population. The 0.3% of the Neanderthal gene that's distinct from the ghost population was received from the populations that came from the north, who gave it to those Mesolithic Nubian or Nilo-Saharan types that received it from Ibero-Mauritian types that infused south and mixed with those other West African hunter-gatherers. So if you follow the data, you can see why West and Central Africans or West Africans like the Yoruba or the Mindi will have traces of Neanderthal DNA, because they received it from populations that came from the Green Sahara, the Paleo-Saharan populations, who was a mixture between Ibero-Mauritians from the further north, and they was a mixture between
Well,
those
you gonna
Mesolithic.
prove this, or you just gonna keep talking?
Well, I'll tell you what.
Show us a source.
We'll get on that tomorrow.
So type up Yoruba and go to genetics right quick. Do that right quick right now.
We'll do that tomorrow. Hey, man, look, man. Close it out with Ngozi and Gozi. Appreciate you, Neanderthal James.
With the flim flam.
You just ran the Egyptians out of the damn Nile.
Yeah,
you said anybody with Neanderthal genes ain't human. Man.
No, it's not. It's
Hey,
homo.
I ain't mad at
So
you,
the Egyptians ain't human now, huh?
Yeah, I appreciate
No, I
you,
didn't
bro.
say that. I said they 2% Neanderthal. That's what I said.
Hey, we ain't
Which
mad,
is
man.
non-African. But peace anyway.
Hey, man, we appreciate everybody, man, coming through, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to the chat, man.
Peace.
Peace, peace.
A lot of stars with us came out tonight, man.
Hey, did you go through that letter earlier? Cause I
No,
missed
the chart, we're going to go back through because I know they was flim flam, and I just ain't had a chance to get them. Charles Darwin joint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know they was flim flam, yo. Figured that out early in the game. Definitely was flim flamming.
Yeah, man. Anytime you go through it, I'm here.
All right, man. Appreciate you, man.
Definitely. Peace.
Man, lot going on, man. Appreciate all that, man. Yeah, we wrapping it up, man. Hey, African Origins, man, stop it, man. Calm down, man. You should have hit that link. That link would have got you going, man. That link get you there. Hey, man, appreciate everybody that came through. Yeah, man, we in the game, man. Ain't nothing but love, man. Appreciate all support. Hit that Cash App, man. Show some love, man. The God Killer, y'all. Y'all know what it is. That's how we doing it, man. That's how we rock the mic all day, every day, man. All heroes need their theme music, man. God Killer, y'all. Thank you for tuning in, man. I see you, Sister Sci-Fi. Appreciate your support, man. Christian Truth, yo. I appreciate you. Appreciate that love. What's up, Michael? You know what it is, man. African Origins. Black Alchemy. Venice, what's good? I see you. I see you, Joe. Man, I see you, Jackson and Jackson. I see y'all, man. Appreciate that, man. Omar Reed, man. Yeah. Glad y'all could spend this time, man. Could have been doing something else, but you was here with the God Killer, man. With that, man, we out. We hitting it live again tomorrow, man. We keeping it going, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Black African power, y'all. Peace out to the community skeptics, man. They in here, man. Appreciate all that love, man. Y'all know what it is, man.